starting lineup. I'd like to first announce our little teacher partner for the day is third grader Brook Trinity, Alexis Preston. Starting in alternative order. Starting at St. Mary's, she's a guard, 5'7" junior, number 0, Madison Zander. For Shanley, guard, 5'7" senior, number 14, Olivia Manuel. For St. Mary's, starting at guard, 5'4" senior, number 1, Abigail Cox. For Shanley, guard, 5'10" senior, number 3, Hadley.
Hello and welcome to McCormick Gymnasium on the campus of Shanley High School for North Dakota High School basketball rivalry between the Bismarck St. Mary's Saints and the Shanley Deacons. I'm Brayden Altringer alongside my partner Andy Simon. Andy, what a game here we have today. A big rivalry between two Catholic schools. How important is it to get a win in the first game of the season?
I think it's very important to get a win in the first game of the season, just to kind of show the rest of the teams in the EDC for Shanley and the rest of the teams in the West for St. Mary's that we're here to play, we're here to fight for a state tournament, and we're just not going to give up early, and we're going to make plays, we're going to get as many points in as we can, we're going to work hard, we're going to try and win every game we can. Absolutely.
Both teams here return a lot of starters, both for St. Mary's and the Shanley Deacons. Who are kind of your key players to tune in and watch here today?
For St. Mary's, I'd say Abigail Kopp. Last year she had a great point per game average. She had a lot of points, so I wouldn't be surprised if she came out and put on a great show. She's a senior, not too tall, but she makes up with skill for a lack of size. And for Shanley, I'd say Riley Payne. For the past 2 years at Shanley, she's had great seasons. She's been able to put up a lot of points, and she's been able to make plays and really give Shanley that edge that they need.
Yeah, absolutely. Payne put up about 20 points per game last year, and that led the EDC. Before we get underway here, we do have some starters for you. For the Saints, they're going to go with Zander, Kopp, Peril, Schweitzer, and Mann. And matching up against them for the Deacons will be Huber, Mattern, Payne, Manuel, and Hakeem. It looks like we're just about a few minutes away here, a few moments actually. Any final remarks before this game gets underway?
No, I think both teams are going to fight hard and we're going to have a great game tonight.
I believe you are correct here. Steve Jacobson, the Shanley head coach, is just getting his final words into his team. We are going to be underway here from McCormick Gymnasium. It looks like they are doing some final announcements here. It looks like they did forget to announce something to the crowd, so that is the hold-up here. Looks like we do have some final guests here for the Shanley Deacons. Almost launching a ball up right at Andy and I.
Excellent arm on those two.
Yeah, they had some really good arms. Must be some baseball players in the house there, right?
Looks like it.
And we are underway for the 2019-2020 season, and the tip goes to the Saints. How big is it to have the first possession of the game and to score on that possession?
I think it's pretty important. You can really set the momentum going into the game with the first possession. You can pass the ball around, make plays, and put up an easy bucket or two to kind of show that you're here to play.
Absolutely. It looks like the Deacons are going to start in zone, and they're going to get the rebound after that missed shot. Payne outlets it to Huber, and it looks like it's going to go out of bounds, and it's going to retain possession with the Deacons here. Looks like the Saints are going to match up in just a one-on-one regular defense here as the ball gets entered to Huber. Over to Mattern on the top and right back up to Huber to set up the offense for the Deacons. Mattern trying to, what a pass by Mattern there, and the finish by Huber. 2 points to the Deacons. What a great start for the Deacons there.
Shanley's looking pretty good so far. They've been moving the ball around pretty well in that possession right there.
Looks like they're going to do a 75% trap is what my former coach used to call it. Looks like we're going to have a jump ball here. No. Oh, she's able to get out of it, and they do call the double dribble there. Did you see a double dribble there? I was not able to see that. But
I did not quite catch it either, but there was great defense there by the Deacons kind of caused a little confusion.
Now as Huber dribbles the ball up, she gets the offense settled in. Finds Hakeem outside the three-point line. Not exactly her forte, but wouldn't be surprised if she takes one or two here tonight.
Yeah, we're used to seeing Hakeem really down in the post, really going up for those layups.
Just like we saw there. Looks like they're going to call it off St. Mary's. We got a foot on the line. Ball will be the Deacons here with about 16:50 remaining in the first half. Payne to inbound the ball here for the Deacons. Finds Hakeem. Looks like they're going to... Oh, Payne did not establish her feet back in bounce. It's going to be a turnover to the Saints here.
Tough break there by Shanley, as looked like Payne had a pretty wide open lane and put up an easy layup.
Yep, Xander here with the ball. Just gets it over half court, over to Kopp. Kopp now setting up the offense, calling one of her favorite plays, I'm assuming. Deacons doing an excellent job not allowing passing lanes here for the Saints. Tough there. Rebound to the Saints. Basket up, and it's good by number 33, Maria Mann.
That's one thing that could be very important in this game, is who can get the rebounds, and whether it's the shooter getting a second chance or the defense getting a takeaway.
Yeah, right on. Both players have excellent bigs down low, so whoever wins that matchup has a really good chance at winning this game here. Saints ball here now as they're trying to cross the half-court line again. Just very hard pressure there by Huber and Manuel. But Kopp is able to escape it. Almost turns it back over, but they do call a tipped ball by Payne. Hakeem playing really good defense. Pass entered to number 33, Mann again, and rebound goes to the Deacons. You know, I was expecting a little bit higher scoring game to start out with, but we have really two good teams that are very good defensively here.
Yeah, Shanley, they've been doing a great job so far of putting a lot of pressure on the Saints as soon as they cross half court, and not really allowing a lot of passing or shooting lanes.
And this is how Riley Payne right here racks up a lot of her points, is at the free throw line. She's really good at creating fouls and getting to that line. As the first one rattles her out here, looks like we got a little jinx on her there. Payne to shoot the second now. It's up and it's good. Hits the back iron and falls through. Saints now setting up their press break here as they're able to get it across, but they are trapped there by Manuel and Payne. Almost a turnover, but the Saints retain the ball. Pass into the corner. Looks like the shot will be going up, and it rattles out. No good. Rebound by number 33, Mann, and she puts it back up.
Excellent job there by the Saints to kind of escape Shanley's defense and be able to get that board and get up for a two-point layup.
There we see the fast transition of Shanley, but they just are not being too careful with the ball right now. I want to say that's their third or fourth turnover of the game here.
Yeah, that could be another crucial little key point in this game here.
Looks like Schweitzer with the 2 wanted the foul, but they aren't calling it, so it's going to be 6-3 in favor of the Saints. Huber with the screen there for Mattern. Mattern driving. Almost passes it to Hakeem, but it's stolen again, and it's stolen right back by Huber here. Pass over to Payne in the corner. Long 2 there, and it's good. 5-6. Still in favor of the Saints.
We see a lot of points there by Payne, kind of between down low and in the three-point line, kind of in that jump shot area. She's done a great job of being able to put up points in that area.
Absolutely. Here with the Saints threatening again. A little up and under. Does not go in. Rebound, and they are going to call a foul here. I believe that will be on Hakeem. That will be her first foul of the game. And actually the first foul we've had all game here today. Or that be the second. Looks like they do have a foul up there for the Saints. I'm not sure who that was on, but we will get that for you. First one is good. Now checking in the game for the Deacons is going to be Emily Schrema. She's a really young, talented girl there. How big is she going to be for the Deacons coming off the bench this year?
I mean, she could be pretty big. I mean, the Deacons do have Mo Hakeem, who is also very tall and very good in the down low, but it's also good to have a second player kind of as a backup, but she could also develop into a young star herself.
Now as Payne sets up the offense here. Both, you could see here, both in the shooting guard role, point guard role, you could see her all over the floor. She's very versatile.
Yeah, Riley Payne is a very good utility player for the Deacons.
Huber now in the corner. Gets it down to Schramer right away. She's going to go to work. Looks like there's not going to be a foul called on the play, and the Saints are going to get out here on transition. Three's open. She's going to take it. Just rattles out, and Mattern comes down with the board. Huber slowing things down here, looking for Steve Jacobson to give her a play. Basket's up, and it's good.
Excellent play there by the Deacons to open a wide open lane for Riley Payne.
Looks like the Saints are going to try to break the press break here, and they do. Tipped ball out of bounds off of Payne. Saints ball. We do have a couple subs now coming for the game. For the Saints, that's going to be number 3, Miller. I didn't see that one. Was it number 4 there, Vetter, into the game for the Saints? Ball's going to be taken out of bounds right in front of the scores table there. Deacons looks like they're playing a 3-2 zone here. don't expect them, actually, to see play a lot of defenses from a 2-3, 3-2 to a 1-3-1 zone. Tipped ball there, able to be saved by number 3, Miller. Looks like she wanted to take that shot, but didn't. Looks like it's going to be off of Huber, but they're only going to have 1 second left on the shot clock.
Great job there by Huber to disrupt the flow of the Saints offense. She kind of caused a disruption in getting the ball out of bounds there.
Barely gets the shot up in time. Almost makes it. Wow. That's all I can say about that. Almost made it.
Would have been an excellent play if that would have gone in.
Almost a turnover there by Huber. Almost dribbles it right out of bounds. Tipped ball. Gets to Manuel, and she throws it right in front of the scorer's table to where Mo Hakeem is checking back in.
That's one thing I've noticed with Shanley on their offense so far is they've made some careless plays. They look like they're kind of going to rush a pass and trying to get it out as soon as they can, and that's kind of caused them to, or kind of caused the ball to be tipped or mishandled by who's receiving the pass. And that's one thing they're going to have to kind of fix up going forward in this game.
Also in for the Deacons is number 24, Hannah Hodel. That's the first time we've seen her today. I'll watch for her to get a lot of minutes too off the bench here for the Deacons team. St. Mary's passing around the outside. Shot goes up, and it's good. 11-7 now in favor of the Saints. Huber passes it down to Mo Hakeem. Open Mo Hakeem. Goes up for the shot, and it's also good. You know, that's one thing the Shanley coach says, is get out in transition and score a lot of buckets. Deacons just settling in with their trap defense here. Struggling, and they are going to call a 10-second violation. That'll be a turnover on the Saints. That Deacons defense is looking good here to start the game, aren't they?
Yeah, they're definitely dominating the Saints offense there, as they've not let a whole lot of plays develop for them, and they've kind of caused disruptions and caused turnovers. But one thing they're going to have to work on is kind of capitalizing on those turnovers, as they've had they've had quite a few mistakes in the offensive side. Yeah,
I'm guessing both coaches are telling their players, just settle in, get the nerves out. It is the first game of the season. Do you think nerves has a fact to do with that, or?
Yeah, I'd say so. You kind of haven't played a game in a long time. You kind of got to get into the swing of things. You're kind of noticing a couple mistakes here and there, and that might kind of not really help with the nerves. It might make them a little worse. But going forward, if they just relax, both teams are going to do great here.
Yeah, not only are they nervous, but I'm guessing both teams are really excited because this is the first time they're able to play someone in a different color, especially with that great rivalry that started in football and now has transitioned into most sports here for the Saints and the Deacons.
Yeah, it's kind of been interesting to see the whole St. Mary's-Shanley rivalry develop after the countless years we've played them in football and had that big rivalry going on, seeing it transition to other sports such as basketball here.
Yeah. Looks like we are going to come out of the timeout here. It is going to be the Deacons basketball. Do you think Coach Jacobson set up a play here, or is he going to let his team kind of run what they want?
I think he might try to set up a play here just to set up a little bit of organization in the Shanley offense, as they've struggled somewhat so far in this game.
Payne is going to inbound the ball here on the near side. Goes into Huber. Huber setting up the offense, telling where Payne should be. Emily Schramer outside the top key. Pass into Payne. Boy, is that a mismatch there. And the Saints come away with the turnover here. Tough trap, though, by Payne and Hodel. Looks like they are going to call a jump ball. And the possession arrow is going towards the Deacons.
Great job there. Deacons continuing to apply pressure on the Saints before they can even cross half court.
Payne now entering the basketball right to Hannah Hodel at the top key. It looks like she wasn't really expecting it, but is able to get the shot. And they do call a foul there. That'll be a second foul of the game on the Saints. Hodel to the line for 2.
Yeah, free throws could be a big part of this game if they do continue to foul. They haven't fouled that much so far, but if they do continue to foul and keep putting them up on the board, the 1-point free throws, they could be big.
Yep. As we see the first one there go through for Hodel. Second one is up, and it's also good. So she connects for both of those there at the free throw line. Now it'll be 11-11 now. St. Mary's coach BJ Etzwold is telling his team what they should be doing, trying to help them break this tough pressure by the Deacons. And there, another turnover forced by the Deacons. Takes it right off to Huber. Huber for the 3. And it's good. 14-11 in favor of the Deacons. That's their first lead of the game, I believe.
I think so, too. And that was a great job by Shanley to what's the word I'm looking for? Adjust on defense and pick the ball up and then just bring it down for an easy three-pointer by Hadley Huber.
I didn't see the number there, but it looked like we do have a turnover on the Saints. Looks like she did step on the inbounds line there, so it'll be Deacons' ball here. Payne right to Shrema, quick pass, and it's good. Just extend the lead to 5 here for the Deacons. How big is that run coming out of that timeout for the Deacons?
That could be big. It's starting to give the Deacons a bit more momentum as on offense and defense they've started to pick up and fix those little mistakes that I was talking about earlier. As we see right there, another takeaway by the Deacons defense.
And if the Saints are going to keep turning that ball over like they are, this is going to be a blowout of a game for the Deacons here. And it looks like Mo Hakeem just got swatted as the St. Mary's fans are getting all excited over in their section. You know, how big are plays like that, whether it's a block or like a broken ankles, as the people say these days, how big are those for momentum?
They could be big, especially with Shanley getting this little momentum shift here and going on this little run. That could be big to stop the momentum and give the Saints a little momentum.
Huber outside the three-point line there. A lot of the Deacons over on the right side of the court there. Now they are shifting over to occupy all spaces. Huber stuck there in the corner looking for someone to pass to, who's able to get it off to Hakeem, and she's up for the 2, and it is good. Another basket here for the Deacons. You expecting a timeout here by the St. Mary's or no?
It doesn't look like it. It looks like they're going to keep going and just try to make something happen to give themselves a little momentum here.
And that does surprise me a little bit because on the last few possessions they have turned the ball over as we almost see another pass go out of bounds there. Cobb up top controlling the offense, setting something up here over to number 3, Miller. Miller into the corner to number 0, Xander. Xander with the 3. No good. Rebound to Payne, and she outlets it right away to Huber. Oh, misses the left-handed layup there, and the Saints ball. Another block there by Hakeem, so she got blocked on the other end. Now she goes to this end and gets a block of her own.
Dishes up a little bit of revenge right there.
Saints inbounding the ball here under the hoop. That'll be Xander to Man. Man looking for someone to pass to, finds Kopp there in the corner. Kopp driving. Oh, nice pass there to number 30, Schweitzer, and she's able to finish. 2 points for the Saints. What a pass there by Kopp. You know, a lot of great point guards these days have that tunnel vision. How big is it, not even to have tunnel vision, just to have an IQ of the game, though, and to understand where people are going to be at certain times?
It could be huge. I mean, you can see as some players will kind of develop a bit of a relationship and they're able to almost predict exactly where they're going to go, and that could be big to pass the ball around and get a good organized offense going and put points on the board.
Huber now inbounding the ball here for the Deacons into Payne. You know, we talk about those relationships, and that is one really good relationship there in Huber and Payne. They've been starting all 4 years of the high school career for Varsity. Hakeem almost with a steal. Should have been a foul there probably, but they don't call it, and Emily Strama with the ball. Gives it up to Payne. Payne with an easy 2-point basket and is able to finish it.
Shanley did a good job there. It almost looked like the momentum was shifting in the Saints' favor, but they kind of flipped it back around and gave it back to themselves.
And those are how you win games there. You stop the runs, and as we have another turnover, Huber going up for the layup, and she finishes this one. How big is that after you miss one to come back and make that next one?
That's huge. Give yourself that extra little confidence boost to make yourself think, I'm still in this game, I can still make plays, and I'll still help my team.
Absolutely. Looks like we're going to get a foul here. It's either going to be on Hakeem or Huber. And they are going to call that, I believe, on Huber. I didn't get that number quite. Yep, they did call it on Huber. That'll be her first of the game. Hakeem, Payne, and Hodel check out for the Deacons as we have a fresh new lineup coming in for them. Kopp with the ball up top. Setting up the offense, kicks it over to Xander. Xander back to Kopp. Kopp back to Xander. Nice entry pass there. Oh, nice pass, just not able to bring it down as Man. Almost a turnover there for the Deacons, but they are able to settle down and control it. Huber walking the ball across the half-court line. Mattern in the three-point stance. Turnover there. Mattern just tried to pass it through. A little too much traffic, but she is able to get the ball back, and it is going to go out of bounds off the Saints, so the Deacons will retain the ball. Boy, that was kind of an interesting play there. A lot of back and forth.
Yeah, a great job by Mattern there to try to keep it in the Deacons' offensive zone there as she allowed the Saints to hit it out of bounds.
Entry pass there to Shrema. Back to Huber up top, trying to drive. Looks like that'll be on Pyro. Mattern up top. Back up to Huber, setting up the offense now with about 13 seconds left on the shot clock. Screen there set by Dabbert. 5 seconds left. Huber has to put up a shot. Misses everything. Looks like they're going to call out of bounds on Manuel, so it'll be the Saints ball as Payne checks back in for the Deacons. You know, we won't see a lot, excuse me there. We won't see a lot of times when both Payne and Huber are out in critical moments of the game.
Yeah, and I was just going to say that was kind of an interesting offensive little drive to see there, because Shanley wasn't really getting a lot going, and that's not something we've seen a whole lot so far in this game. They've been able to move the ball in open lanes for shots.
Looks like we are going to have a foul call here. A reach will be called on the Saints. The foul will be on number 23, Grad. That will be her first of the game. Basket up, no good. Rebound though, and Schweitzer is able to get the basket there. Payne bringing the ball up the floor now for the Deacons. And we do have a little shout out to my mom, Connie Alchinger. Thanks for watching, Mom, and supporting me through my Shanley TV years.
Thanks, Mom.
Do have a foul call there on number 33, Maria Mann. That'll be her first of the game. Third on the Saints as Shrema goes to the line. The first one is up and no good. Hits the back of the iron. You know, it's very important to make these free throw shots because it could come back and bite them at the end of the game.
Yeah, so far we have a pretty close game. Only 7-point lead for the Deacons here, so every little point they can get will count.
Just like that, we have Huber and Hakeem back into the game. They're not going to spend a lot of time on the bench in a close game like this, are they?
Not at all. With Hakeem's dominance down low and Huber's ability to move the ball and shoot the ball, they're going to be out there as much as they can.
Saints struggling to get the ball across again. Looks like they are going to just get it across with a pass over in the corner to 30, Schweitzer. Schweitzer swing over. Basket's up, no good. Rebound comes down to Dabbert. Payne controlling the offense now and probably going to look for a good shot here with about 7 minutes remaining in the first half. Hakeem misses everything there, and I think Coach wanted a foul there, but they aren't going to get one. As the Saints turn the ball over again to Payne. Payne going to the left-handed layup, and it's good. Extends the Deacon lead to 10 here. The first double-digit lead of the game for the Deacons. Saints able to get it across again. Almost another turnover, but Xander's able to control it here on the near side. Swing over to number, that looks like 23, Grad. Hakeem down to Hakeem. Ooh, she falls hard there as Payne is able to get the rebound and transition it up to Mattern. Mattern back to Payne. Payne with the three-point shot. No good. Just long here as Hakeem goes and tries to get the rebound in front of the Saints bench. And they are going to call her for a travel there. Back in for the Deacons is Manuel and Shrema. Going to the bench is Mattern and Hakeem, it looks like. We are going to have a timeout here for the Deacons. You know, one thing we haven't mentioned yet for the Deacons is Kate Busick. She won't be playing this year due to a torn ACL. How big is it to lose a starter from last year?
I think that's a big kind of dilemma the Deacons have here is Kate Busick. She did a great job. She was almost like a Hadley Huber or Riley Payne type player where she could move the ball and shoot shots and make plays when needed. So missing her, who was kind of a key part of the Deacons offense and defense last year, that could be big for the Deacons overall.
Yeah, it just opens up more room for other players to step up, and that's exactly what the Deacons need is other players to step up. And so far, they're handling it really well.
Yeah, I mean, the Deacons, they've done a great job on pretty much both sides of the ball today so far. They've done a great job of applying pressure when they're on defense, and they've done a good job of kind of slowing things down and letting things develop on the offensive side.
As we come out of the timeout here, it will be St. Mary's Saints ball in front of their own bench. Struggling to get it in, but is able to get it into Xander. A trap immediately by Payne and Huber. A little miscommunication there. And a swat there by Liz Dabbert. It looks like it's going to be a Deacons ball. Another one of those big momentum shifts there. We'll see if that helps the Deacons here on this possession. Huber almost a turnover. Payne is able to corral it though, and she's going to drive. Looks like she is going to cough it up a little bit, and they're going to call a jump ball. It will be Saints ball. Inbounding it for the Saints will be number 3, Miller. Deacons not making it easy for them to get the ball, and as we see another turnover here for the Saints, as Payne is able to steal it. Manuel to Dabbert. Dabbert, oh, shot fake. I thought she was going to shoot that.
She got me a little bit there, too.
Yep. Just shows how much she's worked on that shot fake and is able to use it effectively. Huber setting up the offense here. Over to Manuel on the left side. Screen by Dabbert. Boy, did that pay off. She gets a nice look and the foul with the basket. Boy, what a play there by Manuel and Dabbert.
Excellent play there for Dabbert to set the screen and do a little pick and roll, then open up that lane for an easy, wide-open layup and to get the and one.
In for the game now will be Kopp. Foul will be on number 5, Grace Vetter. That will be her first of the game, 4th on the Saints. Dabbert to finish the three-point play. And is not able to do so as it rattles off. And the ball comes down to the Saints here as they're trying to bring it across the half-court line. A trap there. They're able to escape it. Have a couple options of pass, and it's over to number 22, Pyro. And they're able to get the basket, bringing it back to a 10-point game. With about 5 minutes left in the first half, you got to think the Saints want to cut it down to about 5 before the half ends, don't you?
I definitely say so. I mean, Shanley went on a bit of a run there where they scored almost 10 points?
Almost 10 points, yep.
Without the Saints scoring a basket. And that little basket by the Saints there, that was pretty big to shift the momentum and give themselves a little energy to hopefully score a couple more points before the end of the half here.
In for the game now is Schweitzer for the Saints. Just able to get, they are going to call a foul here. Looks like it's going to be on Manuel for a push out of bounds. It will remain Saints ball underneath the hoop. That'll be the first foul on Manuel. 4th team foul for the Deacons. Able to get it in to number 30, Schweitzer. Schweitzer over to Xander. Excuse me, that's Kopp. Trapped there by Huber and Payne. Able to just get it over to number 3, Miller. Into Schweitzer. Oh, nice pass there to number 5, Warner, but is not able to finish. And a rebound there by Schweitzer. They are going to get someone on the foul there for the Deacons. I didn't quite see it, but Schweitzer will be going to the line for 2 shots. And that'll be on number 23, Dabbert, her 2nd of the game. Be the 5th foul on the Deacons as the first one rattles in here for Schweitzer. Back into the game for the Deacons is Hannah Hodel, in for Olivia Manuel, and Mo Hakim in for Liz Dabbert. Second shot here now for Schweitzer. It's up, and it falls in, bringing it down to an 8-point deficit for the Saints. Saints applying a little bit of pressure here on Payne. See how she handles it and coughs it up. It is going to be a turnover there and is able to get it up to number 3, Miller there. Now the Saints are just comfortable settling the offense here and getting a good look. Able to get a 3, and it's good. Wow, what a sequence of events there for the St. Mary's Saints.
Yeah, that's big for the Saints as you see the momentum starting to shift in their favor, and as they drain that 3 right there after they haven't had a whole lot of success outside the arc so far.
And if you're the Saints here, you can't settle. You got to keep the pressure going and try to get more back into this game. They are going to call a foul here maybe, or a turnover. I'm not quite sure. We'll see what the ref signals. They are going to call a foul. Looks like that's going to be on Emily Schrema, probably an illegal screen. That is her 1st of the game. Down low into number 5, back up to Kopp. Kopp trying to drive, gets pushed there by, it's either Huber or Hodel. See who they called on. I think they could get either party there. They are going to call that on Hannah Hodel. And that is the Deacons' 7th foul of the game, so the Saints now are in the bonus.
That could be big going into the end of the first half, being down only a couple points. And Shanley, they've been fouling quite a bit in these last couple minutes. So if they do continue to foul and give the Saints some more opportunities to shoot free throws, that could be detrimental for the Deacons.
Huber looking for the long ball there, but it's just a little too strong on that pass. So it will be the Saints' ball here, coming back the other way. And, and if you do get to the foul in there for the Saints, they do need to make that first so they can get that second one. Because if they can't make the first, then it's almost useless to go to the line even. Looks like the ref called a timeout there. Shot clock must have had to reset. So we're back underway here now. Deacons not applying any full court pressure. They're
Yeah, one thing I kind of noticed with that little trap play that they ran earlier, it almost looked like it gave too much focus on half court, and then there would almost be players wide open down by the basket. So I think they're kind of cutting down on that so they can prevent baskets.
A nice pass there, but it's not able to finish. It'll be off the Deacons Saints ball. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the coaches for the Deacons realized that the Saints found out how to beat that press breaker. Now they have settled back into their half court zone. Kopp inbounding the ball for the Saints here. Kicks it up to Schweitzer. Schweitzer right back to Kopp. Kopp into the middle. Payne right on her. Kopp bringing the ball back out as coach for the St. Mary's Saints is calling a play into his ladies here. Kopp into number 22 there in the corner. Back to Schweitzer. Schweitzer with a nice up and number. Not able to finish here as Hannah Hodel brings down the rebound. Payne right back to Hannah Hodel here as the Deacons are trying to score as they haven't in a while.
Yeah, the Saints, they've kind of been on a bit of a run themselves. They've been scoring, but the Deacons, they've been in a little bit of drought so far.
They sure have, as Huber. Looks like they're going to call an offensive foul on Hakeem for pushing someone in the back there to retrieve that ball. In for the game now is number 33 and number 0. That will be Xander and Mann for the Saints. Saints bringing the ball up to court here now with about 3 minutes left in the first half. Kopp over to Miller. Miller looking for someone who's going to take the shot, actually. Almost misses everything, hits the front, but Schweitzer's able to come back out, kicks it back out to Xander. Xander over to Kopp. Kopp, nice pass there. Was it tipped? It sure was. It'll be Saints ball here. In for the game now is Lydia Mattern, subbing in for Mo Hakeem with the 2 personal fouls. If the Shanley Deacons want to win this game, they need to keep Mo Hakeem out of foul trouble.
Yeah, she's definitely been big down low, both on offense and defense. She's been able to stop passing or stop shooting lanes and stop shots overall. On the offensive side, she's been able to put up easy layups.
After the turnover, the Deacons are kind of pushing here in transition. Huber down to the corner for Mattern. Mattern with a pump fake. Back out to Huber. Huber for the 3. That'll be no good. Rebound down to Schweitzer. Almost a foul there on Payne as she is playing some really good defense here today. Kopp there just throws it right into Mattern's arms, and Mattern's like, thank you. Mattern with a spin move there. Excellent move. Kicks out to Hannah Hodel with the floater. Just misses that as a Saints rebound comes down here. Past couple possessions have been pretty back and forth here. Not a lot of scoring.
Yeah, it's been almost probably a minute since we've seen a basket here, as both teams, they've kind of made some passing errors and given the ball to the other team, and then the other team, they make a little passing error themselves and get the ball right back.
Rebound comes down to Shrema and gives it off to Hubert to bring up the court. Hubert down to Mattern in the corner. Mattern with another pump fake. That's the second one in a row. She's got a St. Mary's Saints. Payne with the 3, just short, hits the front of the iron. Rebound comes down to Shrema, but she can't control it, and Kopp's able to steal it from her. Kopp now bringing the ball up the floor for the Saints. Kicks it right over to Miller. Miller back to Kopp. Kopp into man. Back out to Xander in the corner. Really good defense here by the Deacons as the Saints can't get a shot up with about 7 seconds left on the shot clock. They got to get a shot off here. Xander in the corner for the 3. No good. Rattles off. Good box out there by Mattern. And even though she was undermatched, she was still able to get the foul call on Schweitzer there.
One thing I'm starting to notice for both teams here is they haven't been too shy to shoot outside the arc, and they haven't been very successful. It's been probably 4 or 5 attempts from outside the arc in the past probably minute for both teams, and I don't think any of them have gone in.
And a lot of times in early games, you see some nerves from the outside not wanting to shoot it. But as a coach, it's got to make them feel better about themselves that even though they're not going in, they're still shooting those shots. Holder right in front of the St. Mary's bench there, has the ball above her head, looking for someone to pass to. Gets it into Payne. Payne with an easy layup, misses it, back up. They are going to get a foul there on number 0, Madison Xander. Riley Payne to the line for 2 shots. That'll be Madison Xander's second foul of the game, 6th on the Saints. First one for Payne, swish. Into the game here for the Saints is number 4, Grace Vetter. She subs out Mann. Payne with the second attempt. That's also perfect here. Extends the lead back out to 7 for the Deacons. That's got to be about 3 minutes that they haven't scored, and they finally got a one to fall.
Yeah, there's definitely a big drought for both teams there for these last few minutes.
About 40 seconds left here in the half. Deacons continuing that tough zone. Schweitzer's able to get it up, and they are going to have a foul call, so she will go to the line for 2 shots. They are going to call the foul on number 5, Riley Payne, and that'll be her first of the game. First one is up, rattles around, and does fall in. Second one now for Schweitzer. Also good. The Deacons do have to shoot before 33 seconds because there is a shot clock in North Dakota High School basketball, so they aren't able to take the final shot of the half. They're going to call a push on the floor. So it'll be ball out of bounds. They are going to give her the continue, actually. So it looks like we'll have 2 shots. Oh, nope. Excuse me. They are going to call the 1-and-1. They, as St. Mary's Saints do have 7 fouls now here in the half. First one is good, and that foul is on number 22, Elizabeth Pyro. Huber's second attempt is up and also good. Now, if you're St. Mary's here, do you wait until about 5 seconds left to shoot, or do you just, whenever you get that open look, pull it and shoot it?
I mean, I could really see either way here because you do want to get some more points as much as you can here, being down by 7 with just 16 seconds left in the half. But at the same time, you don't just want to score and give the ball right back to the defense, or to the Deacons, excuse me, who can just explode for a nice 2 points or 3 points even.
And they're going to call a foul there on Lydia Mattern for a reach. So the Deacons will get the ball back with 16 seconds. First attempt is up and good. At the line for the Saints is number 22, Elizabeth Perro. Second one is up and also good. Brings the deficit to 5 for the Saints here, as the Deacons will probably wait for about 5 seconds to take that last shot. 5 seconds left as Huber's looking for someone to pass to. Finds Payne down low. They are going to get a foul call in there. They are going to call a block, it looks like. So Payne will head to the line for 2 free throws. They're going to call that on Xander, which will be her 3rd of the game. How big is that going to be in the second half to already have 3 fouls?
It could be big. I mean, both teams, they have a couple people who are kind of getting up there with fouls, and you would hate to lose anyone who's as crucial to the team as they are.
As the first one is good, the second attempt will be off here shortly. Second one is also good. St. Mary's with the final shot here. That will not do it there for the Saints. So at the end of the half here, the Deacons are going to have a 7-point lead going into halftime here. If you're the coach of the Saints, what are you telling your players at half?
I mean, what they kind of got to do is they got to keep the energy up. This goes for the Deacons as well as both teams. They haven't been very consistent with all their energy, and they'll either go on these runs where they're scoring 10 points with the opposing team not scoring any, or you're going on a run where you're not scoring any points and the other team is going 10 points and you're not. And I think that's just crucial for both teams to be consistent with your energy and not kind of get into these ruts of you're either dominating or being completely dominated.
Yeah, and with the Deacons here at the 7-point lead, do you think they're going to keep that press on, or do you think they're going to kind of settle back in that half-court zone?
It's been kind of interesting because early in the game they had a lot of success with the trap play, as you were calling it, and then the Saints, they kind of figured out what they were doing and they were able to adjust and make plays on offense. So, I mean, it wouldn't hurt to go back and try the press kind of at half court, but at the same time you don't want it to allow St. Mary's to score even more and come back more in this game.
Yep, so the Deacons are up at 7 here at half. We'll be back in about 10 minutes for second half action, but before we leave for halftime, enjoy a message from our sponsors.
This broadcast is presented by American Family Insurance, Ken Craft Agency, Bell Bank, Beyond Boundaries Therapy Services, Butler Machinery, Ed's Marine, the Fargo Jet Center, First International Bank and Trust, Forum Communications, Haley's Hope, Hurley's Religious Goods, Luther Family Buick GMC, Master Construction, Moore Engineering, Network Center, Northern Improvement, Off the Wall Advertising, Robert Gibb and Sons, Sanford, Shields, Taxman, TCI Insurance, and Wolf Steel Construction.
As we return here from our halftime break, I would like to thank Shanley TV, is made possible in part by the Shanley Athletic Club and their generous members. Check out their website today at shanleyathletic.club.com to learn how your membership contributes to Shanley TV, the Deacon Den, and many other student-athlete needs. While you're there, be sure to renew your annual membership by clicking the Join Now button or become a member if you are not one already. It is easy to become a member, and anyone can join, so sign up today. The Shanley Athletic Club, taking Deacon Athletics to a higher level. Andy, as both teams are getting ready to start the second half, what does each team need to do to be successful in the second half and win the game?
Well, I kind of said it at the beginning or at the end of the first half. I think they both just need to keep their energy up. Both these teams have the talent to win and they have the ability to, but it's just they get into these ruts where they're not going to score, or they just go on these runs where they're dominating the other team, and that inconsistency can really show. And as we saw, the Deacons would get them a 10-point lead, and then the lead would get cut down to like a 2 or 3 point lead. And both teams, they just need to keep their energy level as high as possible to compete, make plays, and not get too over aggressive with anything.
As the second half gets started, the Deacons will start with the ball. Mattern up top. Looks like the Deacons went with the same starters as well as the Saints. Mo Hakeem back up to Mattern. Mattern with the shot fake. Kicks it over to Manuel, right down into Hakeem. Looks like they want to use her early and often. Payne drive, layup. Looks like they are going to call a foul there. We do have a push on the floor. 2 shots here for Payne. Fouls on number 3, Maddie Miller. That will be her first of the game and the first foul on the Saints this half.
And with a foul that early in the half, it'll be interesting to see if both teams continue to foul almost as much as they did in the first half, or if they kind of ease things down and take things slow.
That'll be really key to watch with the bonus. Might come into effect early for both teams and might determine the outcome of this game as Payne knocks down the second free throw.
Yeah, with the game being this close, a bonus towards the end of the game, that could be huge for whoever wins.
Deacons applying that full court defense right away and almost force a turnover there. And they almost do again, but Schweitzer is able to get it and put up a layup here and just hits the back of the rim and bounces out as the Deacons now settle down and set up the offense.
That could have been big, as that could have been a little spark for the Saints offense if they could have made that layup after almost turning the ball over.
Mattern just dribbling in front of her own bench, looking for someone to find. Finds Huber there up top. Huber controlling the offense, telling Manuel to head over to the other side. Hakeem over to Manuel. Manuel down low to Payne. Payne working, kicks it over to Mattern in the corner. Mattern fakes a shot. Huber, with 3 seconds left on the shot clock, is able to get it off, misses everything, and they're going to call a shot clock violation on the Deacons. I believe that's the first one we've seen this game, so that shows how well coached both teams are.
Yeah, both teams, they just do a great job of moving the ball around and not rushing things, but trying to get a play off as fast as they can.
Schweitzer in the corner is able to keep it in bounds for the Saints as Kopp sets up the offense about half court. Over to Miller. Miller back up to Kopp. Kopp over to Pyro. Down to Schweitzer. Schweitzer looking for an up and under move. He's able to get it off, but they are going to call a foul. So Schweitzer will head to the line for 2 shots as a foul call will be on Mo Hakeem. That will be her 3rd of the game. First on the Deacons this half. First shot is up and no good as it rattles out. Into this game already, is Shrema for the Deacons, taking out Hakeem with those 3 fouls. Second attempt is up and perfect. Cuts the lead down to 8 for the Deacons as Payne inbounds it to Huber. And gives it right up to Manuel. It looks like she wants to push the tempo a little bit and try to get a quick basket, as she is able to do so. Haven't heard of her a lot this game, but Deacon fans better watch out because she could be a threat later on this year when she gets settled in.
And as shown by that play right there, she does a good job of quickly developing a play and getting a shot off, and as you saw there, a nice easy layup.
Payne tries to push out to Shrema. Shrema's able to corral, but not. Then loses it. It looks like it's going to be off on the Saints, off of Miller, so it will be Deacon's ball under the hoop.
And we've seen a lot of plays like those for the Deacons as they've kind of gotten the ball and with someone on their team down the court, and they kind of try to throw it down there like a football and get him down below the basket for an easy layup. But not a lot of them have really gone through.
Mattern for the 3, and it's perfect. extend the lead even more for the Deacons out to 13, the biggest lead of the game for the Deacons. Manuel able to force a turnover there. Looks like they are going to say she was inbounds, but anyways, Deacons are able to get in. They are going to call a foul there. Looks like Huber will go to the line for 2 attempts.
Yeah, it almost kind of looked like the Saints were a little shocked. They were a little nervous there. They mishandled the ball, and they tried to quickly slap it in, and the Deacons recovered it. And that could be big in this half if the Saints continue to make little mistakes like that.
And the foul is going to be on Miller. That will be her second of the game. Second team foul of the half. Huber misses the first one. Looks like there's going to be a timeout on the floor. Timeout St. Mary's here with about 15 minutes left in the game. As we see the replay here of Manuel creating her own basket there and is able to finish. Wow, what a move there by Manuel, isn't it?
Great play. The Deacons are definitely going to want a lot more of those to extend their lead here.
Not only by Manuel, but by the whole team. If everyone's able to get involved, we could see a high-scoring game here for the Deacons.
Yeah, the Deacons, they've already started to build up their lead in this half, but if they keep doing things like that, they could easily run away with this game in this half.
Yeah, and a lot of Deacons fans have grown accustomed to seeing large leads and seeing some of those JV players able to earn some more varsity minutes in the later stages of the game.
Yeah, we've definitely seen a lot of dominance for the Shanley girls basketball team over the past couple of years.
As both teams come out of the timeout here, Huber will have one remaining attempt at the free throw line. Second attempt is up, and that's perfect, which extends the lead to 14 for the Deacons. And they are going to get right in their full court pressure, making it tough for the Saints to inbound the ball, but Kopp gets it off to Miller. Miller back to Kopp right away. Almost stolen by Huber, but the Saints are able to break the zone there and set up their offense. Miller calling for a screen. They're able to get it off to Kopp, just barely. Kopp down to the corner. Looks like the shot's going to go up, and it's not going to fall. Schweitzer with the rebound, able to put it up. Does not fall either. Back out to Kopp for the three. No good. Rebound down to Payne. Payne looking for someone to pass to, but doesn't see anyone. Almost breaks some ankles there. Kind of trapped in the corner. Back up to Mattern now. Back over to Huber. Deacons making some nice cuts. Cuts towards the hoop. Cuts towards out of bounds. Down to Payne. Payne with an easy layup, and she converts.
Great job by the Deacons there to be patient and let a play slowly develop as Huber had a wide open shot there.
Deacons doing a nice job with the trap again, but Kopp's able to break it. Gets a nice look down in the corner, but it does not go in. Rebound comes down to Shrema.
Yeah, St. Mary's, they've been having a little trouble hitting their shots in these past couple attempts. On the last drive, they had almost 3 shots and none of them went in, and as you saw there was a layup that did not go in either.
Cut down by Payne. Finds Shrema just about top of the free throw line there. He's able to put up a floater, misses everything there. The rebound comes down to Miller. Miller bringing the ball up the floor. Faces some pressure, but's able to get it over to Mann. Mann with the floater. Schweitzer able to bring down the rebound with one hand and put it back up for the 2-point basket. What a play there for the Saints.
Yeah, the Saints definitely needed that to get a little more energy on their offense.
Huber over to Mattern just in front of the Deacons bench. Shrema to the top of the key, looking to get the ball. Nice cut there by Manuel. Manuel is not able to convert, though, just rattles out with the rebound coming down to Miller. We are going to have a foul on the floor. Looks like we are going to have a reach called. It's going to be on number 5, Riley Payne. As we do have quite a few subs coming in here for both teams. That'll be a second foul called on Riley Payne. That'll be the second on the Deacons in this half. Deacons now flipping back to their 2-3 zone rather than the 3-2 zone. Down in the corner there. Stolen by Huber and Hakeem. Huber slowing the ball down for the Deacons. Huber down to Hakeem. It looks like it just touches her hand. It's going to be St. Mary's ball. Deacons sticking with that half-court pressure St. Mary's just passing it around the outside of the arc, and it looks like they're pretty comfortable with doing that until they find a good look, which they're able to do so, but Vedder's not able to control the pass there. 3 attempt on the way by Xander. Just rounds out. Nice rebound there by Vedder. And that's not going to fall. Very unlucky there for the Saints. Looks like we will have a jump ball called here. And possession is pointing towards the Deacons, so the Deacons will get the ball back as Hope Wilson checks in.
That was kind of a tough series of events there for St. Mary's, as they kind of had a mishandled pass and then a missed shot and another missed shot and then the ball, and then it was a jump ball and then went to the Deacons. Tough for them to kind of, as they're trying to get their energy and their offense going, tough play for them to kind of crush it all down.
And it looks like right out of the half they forgot to switch the possession arrow, so it will remain with the Saints. So the next dead ball, jump ball, will go to the Deacons. Xander up top. Xander taking the ball, passing over to Kopp, setting up a play here for the Saints. Looking for someone to pass to, finds Xander, almost stolen by Dabbert. Dabbert poked it away from man in the middle. Kopp over to Xander. Xander with the 3-point attempt. Launched up and just hits the front of the iron, no good, but they do get a new shot clock. But they put it up quickly, and the basket is good by number 33, Maria Mann. Back to a 12-point deficit now for the Saints. Hannah Hodl's pushing it, and she does get a foul called. Not sure if they're going to call that on the floor. It looks like they are going to call that on the floor, so it will be ball out of bounds for the Deacons. Foul will be on number 1, Abigail Kopp. That'll be her second of the game, third on the Saints this half. Hodl trying to drive to the right side, gets stopped there by Miller. Hakeem with the layup, or the float shot, excuse me, and there will be a foul called, so she will head to the free throw line for 2.
One thing I'm kind of noticing Shanley's offense is starting to do, they're kind of starting to pick up the tempo on their offensive plays. They've been kind of trying to get down the court as fast as they can and get down low as quick as they can, but it hasn't been too successful so far.
As Hakeem misses the first one, second attempt still remaining. The foul on the last play was called on number 33, Maria Mann. Her second of the game, 4th team foul on St. Mary's this half. Second one is good. Looks like the St. Mary's Saints will have no trouble getting across half court as the Deacons fall back into their 2-3 zone. Miller, back to Miller from Vedder, back to Xander. Xander over to Miller. Vedder back to Miller. Miller with an open shot. Xander with an open shot, doesn't take it, kicks it over to number 4, Vedder. The Deacons almost able to force another turnover. It looks like they're not going to be able to do so as the Saints are able to get that ball with 2 seconds left. They are able to get that shot up, but the rebound does come down to Huber. Now, if you're the Deacons here, you think you can put the game out of reach here with a couple baskets and a couple stops in the next couple minutes, don't you?
I definitely agree with. There hasn't, with the beginning of the second half, there hasn't been a lot of scoring on either sides, and so if the Deacons can just get maybe like 5 or maybe even 10 points here, go on a little run, I think they could shut this game down.
And I believe that's the exact same for St. Mary's. If they can get a couple stops and reach within 7 or 8, they have just as equal chance as the Deacons here. Looks like there will be a foul on the play on Mann. That will be her 3rd of the game, 5th of the half. We'll have to keep an eye on that as fouls are adding up quickly for the Saints. Payne inbounding it, trying to find someone, finds Dabbert underneath. They are going to call a foul. The basket is not good, but she will head to the line for 2 shots. First attempt is up and good, and that will be, the foul will be on Xander, which is her 4th. And I'm guessing she'll be checked out here as, yep, she is checked out of the game now, so she might be sitting for 5 to 6 minutes here now.
Yeah, it's kind of tough for the Saints, not just for Xander, but for their whole team, as they've racked up 6 fouls so far at the beginning of the second half, and as that continues, that could almost put the game away.
As Dabbert is able to convert on the second attempt, St. Mary's now brings the ball up with about 10 minutes and 45 seconds left in this game. Saints still just swinging it around the top of the key, down in the corner. Nice pass there, Schweitzer. Schweitzer not able to convert, but there is a foul called, so she will get 2 attempts at the free throw line. Foul is going to be on number 5, Riley Payne, her third of the game. Third on the Deacons this half, as the first attempt is up and no good. And it looks like now checking into the game for the Deacons will be number 33, Emily Shrema, in for Mo Hakeem. Schweitzer is able to convert the second one, making it a 14-point lead for the Deacons. As Payne brings the ball up here. Payne setting up the offense, finds Hodel down in the corner. Hodel looking for someone to pass to. Goes back up top to set it up again and see if they can get another play going. Screen there by Payne, a nice pick and roll. Not able to finish, but Emily Shrema is there for the finish and the basket and the foul there for Emily Shrema. What a sequence of events there for the Deacons.
Yeah, I mean, that could be huge for their rally here as they've continued to have in this second half, as that'll be the 7th foul on St. Mary's with still 10 minutes left in this game. And their Deacons are already in the bonus, and the double bonus could be even bigger for them, for their offense going into the rest of this game.
Yeah, it's very uncommon for teams to already be in the bonus with 10 minutes remaining in the game. So that's definitely going to play a fact here the remainder of this ball game. Huber able to get the rebound after Shrema misses. Dabbert driving. They are going to get her for a travel. It did appear that she took a few too many steps there down on the baseline. Into the game now for the Saints is number 1, Abigail Kopp. Kopp passes it over to Miller. Miller looking down low, but passes it back up to Kopp. Kopp swings it over to Warner. Back over to Miller in the corner. Deacons are doing a very nice job on this possession as well to not let the Saints get a good look. But the Saints were able to beat the pressure there and almost get the N1, but there will be a foul on the last play there as Kopp will head to the line for 2.
These two free throws here could be very crucial to hopefully the Saints start of a little comeback here, being down 16 with 9:41 left. They'll take any points they can get clearly, and maybe this will start a comeback for the Saints.
Kopp makes the first one. The foul on that last play was on Dabbert, which was her 3rd of the game, 4th for the Deacons this half, which their fouls are also starting to add up now too. Saints applying some full court pressure here. Looks like they're going to actually apply the same trap that the Deacons apply, so we'll see if the Deacons know how to beat their own trap. Huber down to Wilson in the corner, back out to Payne. It looked like Wilson had a shot, but she didn't take it. Huber on the 3-point attempt. Looks like it's going to be a little bit long, and the rebound's going to come down to Payne, which she is fouled and will head back to the line for 2 more free throw attempts.
Yeah, Riley Payne, she's done a great job in this game of drawing fouls and allowing herself to get to the free throw line.
That foul will be called on Avery Warner, which is her 2nd of the game, 8th on the Saints. Payne's first attempt is perfect. Payne's 2nd attempt is up and is also perfect, which extends the lead to 16 for the Deacons. Checking in the game for the Saints is 25, Messer, and back in for the Deacons is number 4, Mattern. If you're the head coach of the Saints, do you consider calling a timeout being down 16, or do you let your team play and see what they can do early in the season?
If I was the coach, I'd let them play a little bit and see if maybe they can make up for kind of the points lost so far, but if they kind of start to keep going downhill, then I definitely call a timeout to kind of regroup. Miller
with the 3. Hits the backboard first, then the rim, and does not go in. Rebound to Mattern. Payne bringing the ball up for the Deacons. St. Mary's do fall back into their one-on-one defense. Shrema into Hope, but Hope was not paying attention there as Wilson was not paying attention. It does fall off the Deacons, and it'll be Saints ball. And now that timeout is called by the head coach of the Saints here. If you're the Deacons, it looks like they're kind of starting to maybe have a little bit trouble on the offensive side. What do you tell your team if you're Steve Jacobson?
I'd be telling them just kind of relax, do what you've been doing so far. You've been doing a great job in putting points up, making plays, and just don't let anything get inside your head. Just play with confidence and play your best, and you'll continue to do well. As
this timeout comes to an end here, it looks like we do have another shout out from Las Vegas. Rita Visser, thank you for watching. If you are watching, make sure to get in contact with us, and we will happily give you a shout-out. It will be the Saints ball here with about 9 minutes remaining in the game. Looks like Kopp will bring the ball up for the Deacons, or for the Saints, excuse me. Kopp up top, looking over to Miller. Miller down in the corner. Shot goes up just long. Oh, block shot there by Huber. Saints not able to get it to fall after a couple shot attempts there. And the Deacons are now transitioning into their offensive zone. Payne looking for Huber down low as she does have a mismatch. And the Saints sniffed that one out right away and forced the turnover. Excellent defense by the Saints there on that last play. And they're able to turn it right in offense. Who knows, maybe that can spark their team as they apply pressure here.
Yeah, that was a great job by Kopp there to cause the turnover and then bring the ball down for a quick 2 points, as that could be big in starting a comeback for the Saints.
Looks like the Deacons might have another turnover, and in fact they do. It'll be Saints ball here by number 3 Miller, bringing it up the court. Looks like the Saints want to go fast and see if they can get a foul, and they will have a travel call on Miller there, so it will be Deacons ball.
That's tough for the Saints there, as you could kind of see the energy starting to flow in their veins as they got that turnover, and they got the 2-pointer off the turnover right before that. But it's always hard to see an offense developing and then be stopped by a travel like that.
Saints trying to trap the Deacons here to force them into a 10-second turnover. I believe Riley Payne did have a double dribble there, but the refs have missed it. Mattern with a pull-up jump shot. Misses everything. Payne with the rebound. Puts it back up for the 2-point basket.
That's one thing that the Saints are going to have to start capitalizing more on, is those boards. As there have been a lot of shots that the Deacons have taken that have hit the backboard or the rim and just gone straight up, and they haven't been able to get as many rebounds as they want.
Man with the ball, looking for a layup attempt, throws it up, does not fall. Rebound comes down to Shrema. Huber finds Manuel down in the corner. Manuel gets a shot attempt, gets past her, tries to get it off to Shrema, but just can't convert. Looks like we are going to have a foul on the play. I'm not sure who it's going to be on, as both teams are trying to go for it. Looks like it will be called on the Saints, as I believe it could have been anyone's foul there. So they are going to call that on number 1, Kopp. That'll be her 3rd of the game. 9th team foul in this half. So the next foul on the Saints, Shanley will be in the double bonus. Looks like the Deacons are going to call a timeout here. If you're St. Mary's head coach, what are you telling your players to do out of this timeout with a couple turnovers on the last few possessions?
I mean, if I'm the coach, I'm just kind of telling them to try to hit more of their shots, which is kind of a tall order to ask. But, I mean, so far the Saints, all they've been struggling on so far is capitalizing on turnovers and just hitting their shots. They have good shots and good open lanes, but they just haven't been able to let a lot of them go through.
Even if St. Mary's can't get back in this game and win, how important is it to see for Edswold, who really wants to play for the Saints in upcoming games this season?
It's very important because, like I kind of said earlier, the Saints, they have a lot of talent, but it's just who can perform, who has the energy, who's able to go out there and make plays.
So with about 7 minutes left in the game, as both teams come out of the timeout, Deacons will have that 16-point lead, and it will be their ball on the near side here. Looks like the Deacons are taking their time. Excuse me, it will be Huber at the free throw line. One shot here will be the 1-and-1. First one is good, so she will be awarded the second one.
This could be big if she makes this one as well to keep the energy in the Deacons' favor, as it's been most predominantly in the Deacons' favor so far this half.
Second one is also up and good. Looks like in for the game now will be McKenna Bars, number 2, as she picks up Kopp. Looks like the Deacons are back into their 3-2 zone, with Xander getting an open look just long. Rebound comes down to Miller. Excellent hustle play there by Miller down low. Xander over to Schweitzer. Schweitzer looking across court to Miller. Miller with a nice pump fake. Basket is it's good. Basket good there for the Saints.
Great job there by the Saints to keep moving the ball around and get rebounds and be able to put up a 2-pointer.
Looks like they are going to call a foul there. The foul in front of, I'm not sure who they're calling it on there, but there will be 2 shots awarded to Emily Schrema. The foul will be on number 30, Schweitzer. That will be her second foul of the game.
Yeah, the double bonus now could be huge, as it could allow the Deacons to move out to an even larger lead, as they're almost at a 20-point lead here. I think if they hit 20, they might put the game away.
Yeah, and then we'll start seeing some of those JV players come in and try to earn some minutes on the varsity squad.
Yeah, it's always good to get your younger players a little bit of experience in these bigger league games like this.
Emily Schrema on the second attempt just misses. Rebound comes down to Huber. Over to Manuel. Manuel with the jump shot gets blocked by Schweitzer, and they are going to have a push there. Looks like it'll be on Manuel. Saints ball. So they actually are going to call that on Huber, which that'll be her second personal foul of the game. Miller bringing the ball up over to Xander. Xander trying to drive baseline. Nothing there. Kicks it back up to Miller. Miller maybe got away with the travel there. Xander back over to the corner. Long three-point attempt there for the Saints, and it does not fall with the rebound coming down to Payne.
Yeah, the Saints, they've definitely taken a lot of shots from the three-point line, but I haven't seen many of them go in. I don't know if they've hit any this half.
Payne looking for Manuel there. She does find Manuel after a little bit of confusion between the two. Huber with an open three-point attempt. Looks like it's not going to fall, but a rebound comes down to Payne. They are going to call a foul on Payne for over the back. And that'll be her fourth personal foul of the game, so that awards her a seat on the bench for the Deacons. I am not sure what is happening here, but it looks like a ref is going over to the scorer's table, so there might be something wrong with the clock or the scoring. And it looks like we're good to go here, as the Saints ball will be taken from the outbounds. Miller driving down low. Back up to Xander. Xander driving left. A nice steal there by Bars. It looks like they are going to call a push on the Saints there. What a defensive play by Bars.
Yeah, that's a tough job for the Saints, as it looked like they had a little something developing there, but it was taken away there right by the foul.
And that'll be the fourth foul there on Kopp. So one more and she'll have to sit down too. The refs are going to get together here and discuss something, but it looks like we're all good. Saints applying that pressure early. See if they can force a turnover here. They are going to trap Manuel, but Manuel gets it back to Huber. Huber looking for Akeem. What an excellent play there by the Deacons to break that pressure. Schrema trying to give Huber a screen, but Huber kicks it to Bars. Down to Hakeem. Finally, Hakeem gets that basket to fall.
That was an excellent team effort there by the Deacons, as I believe it was Huber, Hakeem, and Manuel who are being pressed, but they did a great job of moving the ball and getting away from that pressure, as it allowed for that nice two-pointer by Hakeem down low.
Looks like that foul will be called on number 2, McKenna Bars. That'll be her first of the game. Both coaches are being a little risky here with about 5 minutes left, with Payne having 4 fouls for the Deacons, and then Xander and Kopp for the Saints, as Kopp shoots the front end of a 1-1, and it's good. Second attempt for Kopp is no good. Rebound coming down to Payne. Looks like the Saints will fall back into their half-court defense here. Payne setting up the offense, looking for Hakeem down low. Can't find her, swings it over to Huber. Hakeem now trying to set a screen for Huber. Huber over to Manuel. How big is it, or how hard is it, excuse me, to defend the Deacons when they have both Schrema and Hakeem in the ballgame?
It's very difficult. I mean, both Hakeem and Schrema, they do a great job of utilizing their height to assert their dominance and be able to kind of catch the ball up higher over their heads and take shots. And, I mean, overall, they just done a great job on both sides of the ball today.
And that last foul will be on Hakeem, so that's another player that has 4 fouls in this game. Huber with the ball down low, looking for Payne, finds her, and Payne is able to break the press. Huber up top had an empty lane but decided not to take in to run some more time off the clock. Huber driving baseline. Kicks it back out to Shrema. Shrema, nice move and gets the shot up, but it's not able to fall. And the rebound comes down to Xander. Kopp pushing the offense, kicks it into the corner for number 22, Pyro. Schweitzer able to put it up and does convert, which does end a drought here for the Saints.
Yeah, that's big for the Saints if they're going to want to go on a run late in this game.
3-on-2 here for the Deacons. Manuel decides to stop, uses the glass, knocks it in. Another 2 points there for Manuel and the Deacons.
One thing I've kind of noticed for the Saints defense is they haven't really found what works well for them. They've tried the pressure, but that just kind of opens lanes for the Deacons down low by the basket. And when they kind of get in that one-on-one or that zone, they just find ways to pass the ball and get open shots.
Xander, nice pass there. Looks like it's to Kopp, and they are going to get a foul on the play, so Kopp will get 2 shots at the line. That was a really nice pass there by Xander to Kopp. The foul will be on number 14, Olivia Manuel, her second of the game. 9th foul for the Deacons in this half. So both teams will now be shooting the double bonus the remainder of the game. The first one's up and good as we have a couple St. Mary's ladies checking in the game. Looks like it'll be Miller and Vetter. Second attempt by Kopp is also up, and it is also good. As the Saints now are going to apply some pressure to try to force a turnover at any last chance they really have to get back into this game. Gotta think they need a turnover, and they do force a turnover there. They are going to call a travel on Manuel there. Took a few too many steps.
Yeah, it's good to see for the Saints how they keep this energy up, and they're still working hard, being down 16 with only 3 minutes left. It's always great to see a team that doesn't quite give up and are always going to keep trying and keep fighting and get back into the game.
Kopp swings it over to Miller. Miller fakes the three-point attempt and swings it back up to Kopp. Kopp down to man. Schweitzer trying to find an open shot attempt, and she does find one, which is another 2 points, which cuts the deficit to 14 for the Saints. Applying heavy pressure now on Huber in the corner. They're able to break it easily, and they are going to call another travel on Manuel. That's her second travel call in the past couple minutes.
Yeah, that's a tough draw for the Deacons. They're kind of losing their energy and momentum. It's kind of starting to shift towards the Saints, and especially Hallie Schweitzer. She's done a great job down low. She's made 2 straight buckets for 2 points right down low in front of, I believe it was Shrema, and that could be huge going into the last 2 minutes and 50 seconds of this game if she can put up a couple more points and bring them back.
If she can do that over Shrema and Hakeem, that's huge because those are 2 of the best defenders on the Deacons team down low in the paint. So with about 2:48 left in the game, St. Mary's needs to go on a little bit of a run here as they have the ball. Do you think they're going to try to go for a quick 2 or try to settle for a 3?
I mean, they've been trying to 3-ball a lot, and they haven't been super successful with it, but they have been somewhat successful every now and then when they try to drop a quick play and get it out and get an easy 2 points. So if I'm the coach, I'm trying to go for a 2-pointer here. Try not, because with a 3-pointer, you're either gaining a lot or losing a lot. But with a 2-pointer, you're kind of in the middle there where you don't have as much to lose, but at the same time, it'll be good to put up a couple points here.
It does appear that Edzold is drawing up a play for the Saints, so we do want to look for that to see if that play does convert out of the timeout. So it will be the Saints ball just in front of the scores table on the opposite side of the court. It's going to be Vetter throwing in the ball. And Hannah Hodel did check in the game for Mo Hakeem, so they do want a little bit more options for handling the ball. Saints swinging around the top of the key. Looks like they're very used to that. Swings it over to number 3, Miller, for the 3 attempt. Long, off the backboard, off the Saints, and it'll be a Deacons ball.
Yeah, that's tough for the Saints as we see another 3-pointer not quite go through, as they've been doing a great job of attempting those, but they haven't been able to make very many.
Saints are applying some pressure here. Hubert to Hodel. Hodel does look like she was going to pass to Payne, but is able to get past Schweitzer there for a nice pass to Shrema for an easy 2-point basket. You got to think that's going to seal it there for the Deacons.
I mean, I always like to say it's never over till it's quite over, but as you can see here with just over 2 minutes left and a 16-point lead, that's got to be very tough to come back.
Vetter down to the corner. It's going to be stolen by Payne. Payne to Huber, and the Saints are going to back off and settle into their one-on-one defense. Hubert to easily get across the half-court line there. Kind of shakes and bake her defender there for a nice move, and she does get the end one, so 2 points and the foul. What a move by Huber there.
Yeah, that's a great move by Huber, and that's definitely got to hurt for the Saints.
Looks like that is going to be the 5th foul on Abigail Kopp, so she will be done for the game. Boy, did she have a nice day.
She had a great day. She did a great job of moving the ball around and opening up opportunities for the Saints offense, and she also did a great job of making buckets herself to kind of push the Saints as hard as they can.
Also checking in for Vetter will be number 0, Xander. Huber's attempt is up and good, so she does convert the 3-point play, and it almost stretches that out to a 20-point lead. Xander now bringing the ball up the court for the Saints. To Miller into the corner for Pyro. It looks like the shot will not fall. Rebound down to Shrema. Looks like Coach Jacobson is pretty comfortable over on that sideline, just watching his team. Paying back to Huber.
Yeah, I think Coach Jacobson's definitely going to have a nice, easy sleep tonight after this almost 20-point lead for the Deacons here late in the game.
Huber up top with about 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Hodel trying to find Huber. Huber, looks like they are going to call a foul on the play. It is going to be a push, so Huber will go to the line for the double bonus, which will result in 2 shots. Foul will be on number 22, Pyro. That will be your 2nd of the game. First attempt by Huber is good. Now checking into the game for the Deacons will be Dabbert and Wilson as the St. Mary Saints do call a timeout. Looks like it will be a full timeout for the Saints. If you are the Deacons here, I think now is the time if you want to start subbing in players with that 20-point lead, is it not?
I completely agree. It's definitely prime time for the kind of JV or even freshman team to kind of get in and get some minutes on varsity. As that's always important to kind of give your younger players a little bit of exposure, so when they do have to go in full time, they don't go in completely blind. They have a little bit of experience.
Yeah, you never know when injury is going to strike. You always hope that it's never going to happen to anyone because that's just awful, but you never know, and you always have to be ready for that moment. Looks like both coaches are instructing their players what they want to do here out of this timeout with about 1 minute and 20 seconds left in the ball game. And guys, do not forget, about 20 minutes after the end of the girls' game, the boys will be playing the St. Mary Saints and the Shanley Deacons at about 3:30 p.m. So Huber will be at the line here to shoot her final free throw attempt. Second attempt for Huber. Up and good. Creates a 21-point lead for the Deacons here. Looks like they're going to fall back into their 3-2 zone, see if St. Mary's can get a couple final shots up. Man down to, they're not able to control the ball there in the corner, so it will be another turnover. And here come the substitutes for the Deacons, those younger players in Bars, DeKaiser, Leinger, Bird, and Schanzenbach. Here, nice applause here from the Shanley fans for the starters and the main players there for the Deacons, as now Coach Etz Zold will do the same for his team. And you hear a nice applause for his team as well, as the younger players are now coming on to get some crucial minutes for their future. Bar's going with the baseball pass. Looks like no one is going to be there. It's going to go right out of bounds. And St. Mary's will get the ball where Bars threw it in because no one did touch it.
And another good thing about having the younger players come in is being that there's a 21-point difference here, neither team really has much to lose, so that kind of allows the younger players to play without very many nerves and just leave it all on the court and do whatever they can.
Just swinging it across the top of the key. They are calling a play here as the Deacons do remain in their 2-3 zone, not making it easy for the Saints to get a look. And there will be a turnover there forced by the Deacons. Schanzenbach now controlling the possession for the Deacons. Kicks over to Bars in front. Finds a cutting Bird there. About the elbow. Kicks it back out to Schanzenbach. Schanzenbach finally finds DeKaiser to pass. Deacons very comfortable with just running some time here. to get it closer to that final buzzer going off. They're going to call a travel there on Burton. I believe that was the right call.
Yeah, and the younger players, they're doing a great job. They're moving the ball around and being patient with it, and not making any decisions that may not be the smartest.
Yeah, a lot of times you see younger players come into the game and they're nervous. They don't want to move a lot, or they're not moving in the right ways, and that was really, really well done there for the Deacons. About 20 seconds here left in the game with the Saints just swinging it around the top of the key. Over to Messer. Messer with the 2-point shot is no good. Rebound for DeKaiser. You got to think that's going to do it here for the Deacons, as they will just dribble it out. If you're Steve Jacobson here and the Deacons head coach, you got to be happy with that performance of your team, don't you?
Definitely. I mean, the Deacons in the first half, there were a couple struggles, but in the second half, I mean, they played almost perfectly, and they did a great job of maintaining energy and maintaining balance and organization, and it really showed on the scoreboard, winning by 21 here.
And if you're Coach Edzold, you got to be happy that it's still early in the season. You have many games to improve on. If you're him, what are you telling your team after this performance?
I mean, I'm telling my team to keep the energy up and never quite let the other team gain a lot of momentum here, because in the first half, they did a great job of sticking with the Deacons as they would kind of come back from little deficits. But in the second half, I mean, it kind of all fell apart, and that's really got a bite for the Saints fans. I mean, myself, being a fan of the Minnesota Vikings, I'm used to seeing a lot of promise in the first half, and then in the second half, it kind of crumbles down, and that's kind of what happened here for the Saints.
Yeah, so from McCormick Gymnasium, Shanley does win it by 21 points over the Saints. Do stick around, though. In about 20 minutes' time, we will have the boys matchup of the Saints versus the Deacons. Hello and welcome back to McCormick Gymnasium for the matchup between the Saints and the Deacons. Before we get into the game itself, we're going to send it down to the PA for starting lineups.
Good afternoon and welcome to McCormick Gymnasium on the campus of Shanley High School for today's non-conference matchup featuring the Bismarck St. Mary's Saints and your Shanley Deacons. Shanley High School campus is alcohol, drug, and tobacco-free. Thanks for your cooperation in this matter. Concession stand and restrooms are located south side of the gymnasium in the commons area of the school. North Dakota High School Activity Association and the Dakota Conference encourage and promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We ask that you cheer for your team and be respectful of the opponent. As high school student athletes, we commit to fair play, responsibility, and respect. We invite you to support our effort. Tonight's cheerleaders for Shanley. And they are advised by their cheer advisor, Carrie Brazier, Hannah Lasky. And Olivia Split-Stanger. And now for your starting lineups, starting in alternating order. Starting with the visitors from St. Mary's, starting at guard, 6-foot senior, number 3, Isaac Armstrong. Starting for the Deacons at guard, 6-foot senior, number 2, Quincy Smith. For St. Mary's, 5'10" junior, number 21, David Nordberg. For the Deacons, at guard, 6'3" senior, number 5, Terrence Alfred. Playing for St. Mary's, the guard, 6-foot sophomore, number 11, Jackson Mueller. For the Deacons, guard, 6'3" junior, number 15, Brayton Kaiser. For St. Mary's, forward, 6'1" senior, number 10, Drew Dodd. For the Deacons, guard, 6'2" senior, number 20, Owen Mueller. And for the Saints, a forward, 6'3" junior, number 42, Zach Cox. And for the Deacons, the center, 6'8" senior, Roman Rilla.
And welcome back again. I'm Brayden Altschinger, joined alongside my partner, Andy Simon. Andy, what a game we're going to have on our hands here today.
Yeah, we were kind of talking about it in the girls' game, how big a rivalry St. Mary's and Shanley have had over the past couple of years, kind of develop over all mediums of sports. And being the first game for both two teams, this is big to kind of see how both teams will play going forward into the season if they have a lot of energy and have a lot of point scores.
Especially with both teams not meeting their goals they set last year with both falling short of state. Particularly for this game, who are your players to key into for both teams?
Well, for the Saints side, I'd say Jackson Weissman. He had a lot of great stats last year, put up a lot of points for the Saints. And on the Deacon side, I'd say either Talon Hoffer or Braden Kaiser, because they're both players who can really get in a rhythm and start rolling and get a lot of points in a row. And
as we are underway here, the Deacons win the opening tip with Hoffer taking the ball up court, hands it over to Smith. DeKaiser now here on the near side. DeKaiser looking for a pick and roll with Roman's going to take it himself, put the basket up. Rebound comes down to Strema. He's putting it back up, and he will not be able to finish as the Saints get out in transition here.
It was a nice play by DeKaiser there to get the ball in right under the net, but he wasn't just quite able to get it for the layup for 2.
After the turnover, it will be Deacons' ball here close to the baseline. Hoffer bringing up the ball for the Deacons. Looks like the Saints are going to sit in a one-on-one defense, just man-on-man. Smith over to DeKaiser up top. DeKaiser looking for Mears. Finds him. Schramer coming up for the pick and roll with Mears. Mears having a little bit of a tough time, but he's able to get the shot off. Just misses and rolls out. Looks like the rebound is going to fall down to number 10, Drew Josh.
That's kind of tough for Shanley to not be able to hit as many shots as they'd like early in this game, and sometimes not being able to come up with the rebound.
Haas over there with the ball, kicks it to Drew Dosh down, back to Armstrong. No good. Rebound comes down to Mears. Gives it right out to Hoffer, and he's pushing the Deacons here. DeKaiser in the corner. Roman gives him a screen. Kicks it out to Smith. Smith for the 3. That's going to be off right. But Mears is there for the rebound, puts it back up, gets absolutely stuffed, but they are going to call a foul on the play with the Saints fans not happy on that call.
Yeah, I mean, neither team so far in this game have been able to hit a lot of their shots. Shanley, I believe they're 0 for 3, 0 for 4 on shots, and these free throws here could be very crucial to the early start of the game here to get the momentum going early.
And the first foul of the game is going to be on Haas. That sends Owen Mears to the free throw line for 2. He does miss the first one off the back iron. Second attempt is up. That one does not fall either. We'll have to see if those play a fact in the game. They are going to call a jump ball, and after the Deacons did win the opening tip, the ball will transfer over to the Saints.
Good job there by Roman Schramer to come up aggressive for that rebound, but unfortunately it just gave the Saints the ball.
Deacons applying some pressure, almost forced a turnover, but the Saints are able to handle the ball. No foul call there, and it's going to be a turnover for Euler. DeKaiser, quick turnaround, gets a foul call. It's going to be called on the ground, so the basket will not count.
Kind of noticing so far in this game that both teams, their offenses are coming out very fast, and they're not sitting back very much and kind of letting the play develop. They're just kind of rushing to the basket and trying to get as many shots off as possible.
And that's going to be a second foul on the Saints. It's going to be called on number 3, Isaac Armstrong. Mears back up to Smith up top, calling a play. Gets it right back to Mears in front of the Saints bench. Hoffer looking for a screen from Schramer, but he's going to take it himself with the floater. Does not fall. Hoffer gets the rebound himself, puts it back up, and finally gets some points here on the board for either team. Looks like we're going to have a turnover right off the start for the Saints. Kicks it to DeKaiser. Nice pass there from Hoffer to DeKaiser for the finish.
Yeah, great little pass there. Almost a no-looker for Hoffer there, right to DeKaiser for the easy dish.
Armstrong got away with the travel, it looked like there. Over to Dosh. Dosh's pass gets tipped to Haas. Dosh gets past it back to Mears. Boy, if this goes, Deacons are going to be feeling good. Looks like it's not going to fall, but DeKaiser will get the rebound. Nice pass there from DeKaiser to Hoffer. Hoffer gets the favor returned after the assist on DeKaiser's basket. 6-0 run here for the Deacons to start the game.
Yeah, the tempo seems to be, it's high for both teams, but the energy seems to be a little more in the Deacons' favor as they've had some great runs as the Saints will score their first points here.
A nice Euro move there by Wiseman to get the Saints scoring underway here. Smith now taking the ball up for the Deacons, taking his time, but able to get it across. DeKaiser taking his man. Pull-up shot, it's just going to be short, but Schramer's able to go down with the rebound. Gets into his man, is able to finish well. What a move by Schramer.
Excellent job there by Schramer to go up aggressively for the rebound and just kind of be able to dominate his defender down low and go up for that easy 2 points.
Haas there on the side closest to the Shanley bench. Wiseman sent up the offense. In the corner finds Drew Dosh for 3, and that's going to fall. And if the Saints are going to want to win this game, Dosh and Wiseman are going to have to get going early and be consistent.
Yeah, and that 3-ball can be big too, because I remember last year Shanley didn't have a whole lot of success with the 3-pointer. I'm not quite sure about St. Mary's, but so far they've looked pretty good with it.
Smith with the layup is able to somehow get in there against the taller Haas. 5-point lead now for the Deacons. Wiseman with the shot. Looks like it's going to be a hard foul there on Schramer. Looks like they are going to call a block on him. See on the replay here. Yeah, but looks like he just wasn't set quite long enough. So they are going to get him with the foul there. Wiseman to the line for 2 shots. First one rattles in there and is good. In for the game now for the Deacons is Lyer. In for the Saints will be number 4, Luke Hawkinson. I did not see the other one, but when we find that out, we'll get that information to you. Second one also rattles in there, which cuts the deficit to 3 points. DeKaiser bringing the ball up the floor for the Deacons. Makes a nice move, gets an open floater, and converts, extending the lead to 5. And an early timeout here by the Saints.
That was an excellent play there by Braden DeKaiser. He's always a player who likes to come in very aggressive and kind of make his mark. And that was just a great job to make a little move, make the defender miss a little bit, and then go in there hard and up for the easy layup.
Coaches are always curious what are their players going to, or how their players are going to respond to the first game of the season. You got to think Coach Burns is really happy with how his players have responded early.
I mean, definitely. The Deacons, they've come out, like I said earlier, they had a lot of tempo, and they've had a lot of energy in moving the ball and getting shots. And on the Saints side, their tempo is pretty good so far, but they just made a couple mistakes there that the Deacons have been able to capitalize on and give them a 5-point lead here.
Yeah, this is a very fast-paced game to start off. Not sure if that's going to continue, but if it is, look for a lot of players to be subbed in for both squads here. So we're about 4 minutes into the first half here. Deacons are leading by 5. It does look like Talon Hoffer has been subbed out for the Deacons. He did suffer a shoulder injury during his football season, so we'll have to see if that has anything to do with that or if it's just for a little bit of a rest.
Yeah, that would definitely be a big loss for the Deacons to not be able to play Hoffer because of an injury that happened a couple months ago.
So it will be Saints ball here, down low. It looks like the Deacons are going to apply some pressure right away. Saints able to get it in. Wiseman settles down, looking for an outlet, finds one up top, and Dosh. Euler to the basket, is able to convert over the tall Shrema. Very nice move there. Lyer bringing the ball up the court, gives it off to Shrema. Not sure he's the one you want controlling the ball up top. DeKaiser. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, Andy.
That's all right. It's a little bit of kind of foreign territory there for Roman Tran to be outside the arc, as he's almost always down low right under the hoop.
DeKaiser setting up the out-of-bounds play for the Deacons. Gets it into Lyer. Lyer struggling to find someone. Finally find Mears up top. Looking down for Shrema. Is able to get it to him. Shrema misses the easy layup, and then they are going to call the foul on him for it looks like an over-the-back call.
Yeah, it's a tough draw for Shrema. He had a nice play set up for him, but he couldn't quite get the ball in the hoop.
And that's going to be his second foul early in this game, which will cause Patrick Bath to enter. Patrick Bath's a very good player to watch for Deacons. He's a very young player. He's able to shoot the ball and go down low.
Yeah, his height definitely helps him down low in the paint, as he is there to play defense for the Deacons.
Saints get a shot up, and it is good. It's a 1-point game now for the Deacons. Lyon bringing the ball up the court. Gives it right to Bath, but turns it over. Saints with a little momentum. See if they're able to finish there. And they are going to call a foul on Mears. That looked like it could have gone either way, but it looked like he did get him on the wrist.
Yeah, foul or not, that was a great play by Mears to get in there as quick as he could to stop the basket from happening.
That'll be his first foul of the game. Third team foul for the Deacons. Sends Dosh to the line. First one is perfect. Now we'll see if he can convert the second one to give the Saints their first lead of the game. And that one is good as well. So now the Saints are at 13 with the Deacons at 12.
I'm liking this kind of back and forth almost momentum that the Deacons and the Saints have had so far in this game. I believe that was the first lead change of the game, but you could still just kind of tell both teams will kind of exchange the energy every now and then.
Yep, and it looks like they are going to call that on Evan Gross. St. Mary's fans weren't too happy with it, but I don't think he was quite set for the offensive foul. That'll be his first of the game. Smith up top gets it down to Bath. See if he can finish. He's not able to finish, but they do get a foul call in there, so he'll be sent to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, quite a bit of fouls so far for both teams. not very deep into the game so far. This could be big, especially with the game as close as this is at the end of the first half, whether a team has the bonus or not.
It's kind of what we saw in the girls' game, too, in that second half. First shot for Bath, rattles in and out. Now in for the Deacons are Kenny and Hoffer, sending to the bench Mears and Smith. Second attempt for Bath is up, and that does not go in either, with Wiseman coming down with the rebound.
Tough little bounce there, as that could have tied up the game.
Hawkinson trying to give a screen up top. Deep shot there for Wiseman. Is unable to get it to go. Rebound, loose ball there. Nice play there for the St. Mary Saints. Not sure who it was, but heck of a diving play there.
Yeah, great effort there by the Saints to get that ball back to the offense.
Looks like we are going to have a foul on the rebound attempt there. That'll be the 5th foul on the Saints. The 2nd on Evan Gross. Also in for the Saints is number 5, Connor Poots. Wiseman with some pretty good defense on Lyer, making it tough for him to do anything. DeKaiser trying to find a hole to drive. Kicks it out to Hoffer. Hoffer with a 3-point attempt, and that is no good.
That was a nice play by DeKaiser there to kind of weave the ball around the defenders and get a nice pass out to Hoffer.
Looks like they are going to say that Lyer just stepped on the line trying to save that ball, so the ball will retain with the Saints.
That was a great effort, though, by Lyer to try to swing the ball back in.
Couple of good effort plays there for both teams. Do you think the coaches really stressed that in the first game?
Definitely. You always want to come out in the first game showing a lot of heart and passion to kind of hopefully not just drive yourself, but drive the rest of your teammates to do their best.
Big block for Bath there as Wiseman got that one rejected. You know, that was a mismatch for Wiseman there. He really wanted to take Bath, was able to get by him, but Bath was able to make up for his mistake and get the block. Out to Aller there, kicks it out to the corner. Kicks it back to Aller to Wiseman. Back to Aller in the corner. Tries to drive baseline, trying to find someone. Looks like that's going to find Dosh, and that's going to rattle in to extend the lead for the Saints to 4 points. A little bit of a drought here for the Deacons.
Yeah, and like I kind of said earlier, that 3-ball, that could be big for the Saints going into this game.
And another turnover by the Deacons. See if Wiseman can finish here. Not able to do so, but Dosh is able to get that rebound. Wiseman with what would be a long 2 is not able to fall. Rebound to Bath.
The Saints so far in this game on their offense, they've done a great job of not just taking kind of deeper shots, but they've been doing a great job of making some of them as well.
Hoffer with it just in front of the Saints bench. Tries to pass it to DeKaiser, but Dosh gets a hand on it and it will stay with the Deacons. Subbing in for the Saints will be Jackson. Will be Kenny throwing the ball in for the Deacons. Finds Bath in the corner. He's trying to find someone. Finds Kenny, but Kenny turns it right over to the Saints.
Tough play for Kenny there. As you could tell, he was kind of towing the line.
Aller with the miss there, and Bath can't just corral the ball there for the Deacons as we have a couple subs coming in now in Smith and Mears.
Yeah, we kind of touched on it, but both teams so far, they've done a great job of making some effort plays, kind of laying their body out on the line to try to keep the ball in bounds for their offense.
Kenny playing some tight defense now on Aller. Wiseman and Smith battling up top. He's able to give it back to Aller. Wiseman now in the corner. Kicks it up top. Armstrong for the 2. Rebound come down to Quincy Smith. Finds Hoffer in transition. Hoffer slows it up. He's able to make a nice spin move there. Can't quite finish, but boy, was that a heck of a move.
Yeah, tough draw for Hoffer there as he made an excellent little spin move there.
It looked like the ref saying he was juggling the ball, so there will not be a travel call, but there will be a turnover there for the Saints as Kenny comes away with the ball. Mears now setting up the offense for the Deacons. Swings it over to Hoffer. Hoffer trying to beat his man. Gives it over to Smith. Smith finds a cutting Kenny. Looks like we are going to have a reach. Foul will be on number 5, Connor Poots.
Another thing I've noticed for the Shanley offense so far is they've done an excellent job of opening passing lanes and making excellent passes, as we saw there by Hoffer and Smith.
So the next foul on the Saints, the Deacons will already be in the 1-and-1 bonus. Smith up top, calling for a screen from Bath, see if they can convert the pick and roll. Bath taking the long three, almost makes it. That was something we were talking about. Don't be surprised if you see him shoot out there.
Yeah, that would have been a great move. That would have been a great play if he could have made it, as there was a defender right in his face.
Oler with the three, Bath right in his face, misses everything. Might have been tipped there by Bath. Mears gets it up to Bath, see if he can corral it, and he is able to. Finds Smith up top. Smith drives, puts up a little floater, is able to fall,
Nice play
which
by
cuts the
Quincy
deficit to
Smith.
2. Yeah. Saints back in transition right away. You know, we're a little bit more into this game now. I thought the tempo would have subsided a little bit, but it's still back and forth.
Yeah, both teams are still moving pretty quick on both sides of the ball, as you were kind of saying.
And after a turnover by the Saints there, DeKaiser checks in for Kenny. Smith is now bringing the ball up for the Deacons. Over to Hoffer. Hoffer with a nice move. Not able to finish, but gets the rebound. Kicks it over to Smith. Smith for the three, and that's big. Gives him the lead back.
Great shot there by Smith, and after Hoffer wasn't quite able to put it in after that nice driving move there. And as we'll have a turnover in favor of the Deacons.
Sets a little momentum shift here.
Definitely.
Mears will now throw the ball in the near far corner. Trying to find Bath. Is able to just get it into him. Bath stuck there. Gives it back to Mears, and now the Deacons will set up their offense. DeKaiser finds Smith. Deep shot there by Smith. He's feeling it right now, boy. Three-pointer for Smith.
Quincy Smith is on an absolute roll right now with the three-pointer, as that one was from very deep, right in a defender's face.
That was about NBA range, if I say so myself.
I think it was.
Gets tipped by Bath, but is able to convert to Euler. Hoffer transitioning quick. Looks like they are going to call a block. St. Mary's fans thought it was a charge, and I thought so too, as we will see here on the replay. Yep, looks like he was just moving a little bit at the end. Good call there by the referee. So that is going to be the bonus now. So Hoffer will go to the line for the 1-and-1. That foul was the first on Jackson Euler, but 7th for the Saints this half.
Yeah, and this bonus, as we kind of said earlier, it could be big. There's still almost 8.5 minutes left in the first half, and with the Deacons and the bonus only being ahead by 2, that could be huge.
Looks like they're going to get a reach-in foul on Mears, just trying to steal the ball from Wiseman. Checking in will be Drew Dosh for the Saints. That'll be the second personal foul on Mears, but 4th for the Deacons. Wiseman pass it over to Drew Dosh. Looks like that was Euler, excuse me. Wiseman down to Haas. Haas going up for the finish. They are going to get a foul there on Bath. Bath's questioning the call, but it looked like he did get some arm there.
And another thing, as you said earlier, the tempo, it's maintained the entire game. It hasn't really slowed down. I kind of thought that, forgive me for not remembering his name, the point guard for the Saints kind of coming down. He came down a little slow and a little more relaxed, but as soon as he brought the ball in, he was passing around really quick, and everyone was moving. They got a shot up really fast.
It shows that both coaches have really put a lot of time into conditioning and getting them ready for the season, knowing it's going to be a long season. Haas's first attempt was no good. Now on the second attempt. This one is up. No good either. But they are able to come down with the rebound. It looks like they will call a foul on Braden DeKaiser.
Yeah,
Excuse me, they're going to call that on Emmett Kenny.
And the Saints now, they're one foul by the Deacons away from being in the bonus as well.
Looks like it's going to be Deacons' ball after the tipped ball there by number 23, Rorick. Or excuse me, that would be Gross. Lyon now taking the ball for the Deacons here. Gets it over to DeKaiser. DeKaiser trying to shake and bake, but gets it stolen by Wiseman. Wiseman almost finished it, but rebound comes down to Smith.
Great move there by Wiseman to kind of hesitate a little bit with 2 defenders right in front of him.
Nice pass there by Lyon. Bath is finally able to get one to go. Extends the lead for the Deacons to 4 points. Shot block there by Bath. See if the Deacons can take advantage of that now as they bring the ball up the floor. Kenny trying to cut to the middle, finds Lyer in the corner. Lyer shoots it, misses it. Able to get the rebound, puts it in, extends the lead to 6 points. A little bit of the run here by the Deacons.
Yeah, you could definitely see the energy really picking up here for the Deacons on offense and defense.
See if the Saints are able to battle back and get a shot here to fall. Wiseman down low, kicks over to Dosh. Dosh back up to Haas. And that's good. Very nice answer by the Saints there.
Yeah, big play there now that they're only down by 3.
About 6 minutes and 30 seconds remaining here in the first half. DeKaiser trying to shake and bake his defender again. Trying to get around him. He does. Looks like they are going to get a foul there on Drew Dosh, which will send DeKaiser to the line for 2 shots. They're going to call that foul on number 10, Drew Dosh, which will be his second. How important is it to make the first free throw just to give a little more confidence for that second one?
It's definitely important as that one was missed there, but still, I mean, it kind of gets you the sense of, all right, I'm on the line, I can make these shots, and then with going into the next one, extend the lead even more.
Kaiser's second attempt is up. And that one is no good as well. Oler almost throws it off his teammate there. Gets it back. Kicks out. Shot is up. Just short. Rebound comes down to Emmett Kenny of the Deacons. Kenny trying to push the pace here. Little handoff to Lyer. Trying to work the middle. Floater is up, and that is good. That's his game right
excellent there. Excellent play there by Jackson Lyer. And not just in basketball, but also in football, being that I'm a football guy's guy. Jackson Lyer, he's one of the grittiest players on the field. Clearly in football and basketball, size is quite an important factor, and he's a little bit shorter, but he'll still go out there and work his heart out and leave it all in the field or court.
After a little long pass there by Smith, it'll be Saints ball underneath. Throwing the ball in now for the Saints will be Drew Dosh. He almost throws it out of bounds right away as well. Oler swings over to the corner. Armstrong for the 3, just short. Looks like it's going to be a rebound hauled in by Kenny there.
Nice job there by Shrema of keeping the ball in play.
Kenny trying to work a little pick and roll, but he's going to go the other way. Kick it out to Smith. Smith's going to step back. He's hit 2 already, just short there, but Shrema does come down with the rebound. They are going to give him the end. Wow, what a play there by Shrema.
Excellent play by Shrema there. I almost thought Quincy Smith was going to bury that one, being that he's been straight cash from outside the arc, but Roman Shrema did an excellent job of going up for that board and then getting the and one as well.
Hoffer back in for the Deacons now for DeKaiser. Shrema at the line to convert the 3-point play. So the next foul on the Saints, the Deacons will be in the double bonus. Hits backboard then rim and does not fall in. Oler there in front of the bench of the Deacons. Kenny playing some tight defense, almost forces a turnover. Drew Dosh kicks in the corner to Armstrong. 3-pointer is up and no good. Rebound down to Dosh, and he's able to convert for the 2-point score.
St. Mary's is doing an excellent job of ball security on that little drive there as they were passing the ball and making nice crisp passes, and they were getting up and getting the boards for the nice 2-pointer there.
Shrema able to get the rebound there with his height. It's really tough trying to get a rebound for Shrema when he's down low.
Definitely. I mean, his height, he almost towers over almost anybody down in the paint.
Deacons ball now underneath their own hoop. See if they can drop something here that gives them a quick score. Shrema one-on-one down low with Poots, but kicks it back out to Kenny. To Smith. He's got a little dry now. After making the first 2, he's missed his last 2 from beyond the arc.
Yeah, he's still gotten pretty close to some of those shots, but it would be nice to see him go on another 3-point run.
Euler up top now with the ball, guarded by Kenny. Poots now guarded by Smith. Dribble drive over to 23, Gross. And he makes it. They are going to say that it was a 3, that he was behind the line.
Yeah, the Saints, they've done a pretty good job of hitting shots outside the arc tonight, and that could be big with as close a game as it is so far.
Smith driving baseline. It looks like they are going to call a pushing foul on the Saints. Looked like the ref signaled for the 1-and-1 bonus, but I believe it should be the double bonus. Foul will be on Poots there. That will be his second. 10th team foul on the Saints, so it will be the double bonus here for Smith. First attempt is short. Just hits the front iron. Back into the game for the Saints will be number 3, Armstrong. Second free throw by Smith is up, and that one's perfect. Extends the lead to 3 here for the Deacons. Deacons applying a little bit of pressure, and they're going to force a turnover. It looked like Poots was just a little too anxious to throw it in and stepped on that out-of-bounds line.
And that's tough for the Saints as they had a chance to tie the game there. If they, with that deadly 3-ball they've had, they could have marched down and got one outside the arc, but that little mistake kind of squashed it.
Lyer stuck in the corner, flicks it over to Kenny, but Dosh is able to get up and steal that ball. Over to Wiseman in the corner. Looked like it is going to be a 3-point attempt. No good. Rebound hauled in by Hoffer. Hoffer now trying to, almost gets Dosh there with a little move, but Dosh is able to stay on his feet. As you can hear the student section of Shanley getting a little crazy there by that move. As Smith hits the 3-point basket to extend the lead to 6 points for the Deacons.
Excellent play there by the Shanley offense Talon Hoffer, he was kind of putting the defender on ice skates, and then he just passed it out to a wide open Quincy Smith, who absolutely drills that 3.
After the shot attempt by Dosh that misses, Shrema was able to come back with the rebound. Hoffer flips it over to Kenny. Kenny for a 3-point attempt. No good. Wiseman with the rebound. Saints trying to get out in transition to get an easy basket here. Makes a move there on Lyer. Easy basket there for number 5, Poots. Shrema up top again. Not his forte up there. We'll see if he's able to. Almost gets a turnover there. Looks like they are going to call a reach-in foul there on number 5, Poots. That'll be his 3rd already of the game. Expecting to see him sub out quite soon.
Yeah, it's tough to lose one of your players this early in the game. Or not quite lose him, but get close to losing him with foul trouble so far.
Shrema at the line for the double bonus. Extends the lead to 5 with the first one. We got a handful of players subbing in now for both teams as Bath is waiting at the scores table to take Shrema out. Shrema with the second attempt. No good. DeKaiser almost gets the rebound, but it falls into the hands of Wiseman. Wiseman calling his play, getting his offense set up. Haas is there, now stuck on the near side. Gives it back up to Wiseman. Wiseman trying to get rid of Kenny. Wiseman back in the corner now with Lyer defending him. Waller with a shot attempt off the glass, and it falls.
Nice play by Waller there for mid-range.
Hoffer with the 3-point attempt of his own. Long. Wiseman with the rebound. You know, for St. Mary's, how big is it to have Wiseman and that senior leader and how vocal he is?
I mean, it's very important because he's done a great job so far today of leading the team. He's made some great plays, and he's been able to open up plays for other players. And, I mean, it's just huge. It would be a very different team without him.
Looks like they're going to have a tripping foul here on number 42, Zach Haas. That'll be his second of the game, which will result in 2 shots for the Deacons. Hoffer's first attempt is up and good. Bath now into the game for the Deacons for Shrema. Also checking in for the Saints will be number 4, Lucas Hawkinson. First second attempt is up and swish. Deacons applying that full court pressure. Number 3, Armstrong is trying to beat it. DeKaiser gets a steal there. See if he's able to convert this basket here, and he is not able to do so. But Kenny comes down with the rebound, and the ref is going to say that he did step on the out-of-bounds line, which will result in St. Mary Saints basketball.
Yeah, that was a tough little roll there by DeKaisers. He made an excellent play on defense of turning the ball over and then bringing it all the way down, but just couldn't quite make the finish.
And a lot of the times players are able to get the moves and get to the hoop, but just can't finish. Wiseman calling a play here on the top of the key, swings it over to Uller. Uller up to number 4, Hawkinson. Back to Wiseman in the corner. Looks like a cut there by Wiseman. Swings it now to the corner for number 20, Jackson. That's going to be batted out of bounds, and they'll retain St. Mary Saints ball.
Yeah, nice play there by Hoffer to stop the pass to Armstrong. He looked pretty open outside the 3, and with St. Mary's success outside the arc, I wouldn't have been surprised if he shot a 3 and possibly made it.
Looks like we are going to get a double dribble there, but the shot clock did go off. So either way, it would have been the Deacons' ball after that attempt. Lyer now taking the ball across the half-court line for the Deacons. Gives it out to Kenny, who loses a defender. Gives it to DeKaiser for the three-point attempt. And that rattles home and gets her. I think that hit every part of the rim there. 8-point lead here for the Deacons with about a minute remaining in the first half. Wiseman with the cut and the basket for the score. Very nice play there for the Saints.
Yeah, nice job by Wiseman to kind of sneak by Bath there and get right under the hoop for the easy basket.
Bath with a three-point attempt. Boy, he wants to get one to go. He's not able to do so on that one. With quick transition here, Wiseman to take one of his own. Not able to convert with the rebound down to Kenny. Lyer with another three-point attempt. Rebound comes down to Bath. Kenny looked like he was going to shoot it, but decided not to. Kenny with a nice move. Able to get by his defender. Misses, get the rebound, and puts it back up. Not able to finish, though. Coach of the St. Mary Saints is telling his team just patient, get the last shot. So we'll see what they're able to do here with about 10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, that might be a little tough for the Saints as their tempo has been at almost volume 11 the entire game. It'll be interesting to see them slow it down.
Wiseman with the final shot of the half. Able to get it to go. What a nice up and under there by Wiseman.
Excellent play by him to shorten the lead to 4 going into the second half.
With the Deacons leading by 4, let's talk about tempo a little bit. That game was full of tempo that first half.
I agree. It almost looked like a hockey game with how fast everything was moving and how fast the ball was moving back and forth amongst the players.
So the second half is coming up. Do you think the tempo is going to remain the same, or is it going to slow down a little bit?
It'll be interesting to see because I remember last year, Shanley, they had a lot of issues with keeping the tempo that they had at the end of the first half and bringing it to the second half. A lot of times they'd have all the tempo in the world and it will almost all come crashing down at the start of the second half.
Yep, so as the Deacons are leading by about 4 points here, make sure to stick around for about 10 minutes, and we'll be back with second half action of boys basketball on Shanley TV. Welcome back, folks, to McCormick Gymnasium for the Saints, Mary Saints versus Deacons basketball game. Before we get back into the game, I do have a little score update from FCS football, so if you don't want to hear the score of the Bison game, you might be recording it to watch it later. Do not listen right now. So the Bison are winning 14-13 with 10 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the third quarter, and they do have the ball. So now that we're back underway, it will be Deacons' ball here on the near side. Looks like we're just about to get ready, and the whistle is blown. So the Deacons go with the same starting lineup as well as the Saints. Hoffer there with a pull-up jumper, just short out the front iron, rebound down to Uller. Tempos remain the same so far in this game.
Yeah, they definitely came out in the second half. Both teams still moving quick, moving the ball fast.
Wiseman in the corner. Over to three, Armstrong. Armstrong for three is no good. Dosh gets the board. Nice pass there, but it's stolen by DeKaiser. Almost another steal there by Dosh. Owen Mears for the three, no good. Shramo with the rebound. Not able to finish as well. Both teams struggling to finish here on those easy give-me's.
Yeah, it's tough for both teams. I mean, I don't think no one's made any shots yet so far, and they've both had quality opportunities, but they just haven't been able to bury it.
Hoffer now inbounding the ball underneath the hoop. DeKaiser looking for Shrama, but does not give it to him. Little pick and roll here for DeKaiser and Shrama. DeKaiser's able to get in, but is not able to finish. Another miss.
That was a tough roll for DeKaiser. It almost looked like it was going in. It just rolled right out.
And with a long two, no good. Rebound down to Shrama.
Nice shot by Shrama there to get the rebound, as those can be very crucial with a close game like this.
Looks like they are going to get Hoffer with the charge. That'll be one of his first or second of the game. See on the replay here if that was the correct call. Looks like it was the correct call. And now as we have a little break, we would like to give a shout out to Grace Emineth and Abby Promisberger watching from Chicago as they have a hockey tournament there. Thank you for supporting. Wiseman in the corner swings it across court to Uller. Uller driving baseline. Is able to go up. Gets the basket and the foul for the three-point lay.
Excellent play there by Waller to go up aggressive, get that bucket right under Talon Hoffer and get the and one as well.
Lyer now in for the Deacons. Takes out Quincy Smith. And that foul call will be on number 24, Roman Shrama, his third of the game. Not able to convert the three-point play, but is able to knock it out of bounds, but the ball will remain with the Deacons. You know, not as fast as a start for both teams as the first half, but they're still showing a lot of energy and effort on the defensive side.
Yeah, the tempo definitely has not changed that much, but like you said, I mean, there's not as many back and forth points as we saw in the first half so far.
Lyer over to Kenny right in front of his coach, guarded by Uller. Trying to drive baseline. Looks like he got away with a little push there, but is able to get the floater up, and it does fall, extending the lead back out to 4 for a little bit of a cushion.
Yeah, that was a nice job by Kenny there to make that basket while tough defense being played on him by Waller.
Nice pass out to Armstrong, but is not able to get it to go. Haas there with the rebound. Surprised we didn't have a jump ball there as they were tangled up pretty long. But anyways, we'll have a turnover by Wiseman. Lyer to Kenny. Kenny with the fake. Fans wanted to travel there for St. Mary's, but nevertheless, Lyer's able to convert on the three-point attempt. Another steal by Lyer there. Gives it to Kenny. Kenny with the easy 2 points, and he's able to convert. A nice run here for the Deacons. Extends the lead back out to 9.
As I was kind of saying before the end of the first half, Shanley, last year they had a lot of struggles with not maintaining momentum going into the second half, but so far they've done a great job. They've been looking just as good as they did in the first half.
Haas looking for Uller. Able to get it to him, but he's not able to control it as he slaps the floor in anger. It'll be Deacons basketball. Patrick Bath now in for Shrama. I'm guessing Coach Burns wants Shrama on the bench for a little bit with those 3 fouls so he doesn't get that 4th.
And, I mean, Patrick Bath, he's been a pretty good substitute for Shrama in the first half. He made a couple points, and he was doing great job on defense down in the paint.
Lyer able to drop his defender there. Kenny with the ball. Wants the screen from Bath's going to get it, but he's going to go the opposite way. Kicks over to Mears. Mears for a three-point attempt. Almost misses everything, but just grazes the rim. Uller there. Looks like he almost traveled, but they're not going to call it.
And nice shot by Owen Mears there to play tight defense on Uller.
Looks like there was also a foul there on Kenny for grabbing. They're not going to call it. Doesn't matter as Wiseman's able to get the 2-point basket to go.
Excellent play there by Wiseman. Around 4 Deacon defenders to get through him somehow and get up that 2-pointer.
Ball tipped there and stolen by the Saints. That'll be Aller with the easy 2-point basket. And the right-hand layup is good, bringing the deficit back to 5 for the Saints.
Yeah, it's starting to feel like a little more in the first half when points are going back and forth like no one's business and the tempo remains high. And, yeah, I mean, both teams, they'll just get a quick little turnover and put up an easy 2-pointer. On
the replay here, we'll see that Kaiser was almost able to finish, but they did get the foul call, so he will head to the line for 2 shots. The foul will be on number 10, Drew Dosh. That'll be his 3rd of the game. The Kaiser's first attempt off the back iron and no good. Deacons have struggled in recent years shooting the free throw, and it looks like so far this year they're struggling again.
I think before that, the Deacons were about 20% from the free throw line, and they've kind of been notorious in the past couple of years for not being able to bury as many free throws as they'd like.
But he is able to get the second one.
Nice little reverse jinx there. Congratulations to me.
Trap here by the Deacons. Wiseman able to escape it, give it over to 23. Gross able to shoot the 3, and it's good.
The Saints have remained deadly with that 3-ball. They've been very consistent both in the first half and this half with that 3-point shot.
When it seems like the Deacons are about to pull away, there's always someone for the Saints that are making the shots or plays that need to be made. And a steal here for the Saints. Let's see if they can use it. They got a wide open Wiseman down there. Just goes up with 2 hands, make sure he finishes. And the lead is now 1 for the Deacons. We have a ball game on our hands.
This is definitely a great effort by both teams to keep fighting and stay in the game and get back the points they lose.
And another turnover for the Deacons. Wiseman with the ball again. Looks like he's going to go for a layup. Not able to finish, but they will call the foul on Liar as the Saints fans erupt in cheers.
Yeah, it's almost starting to feel like a game in Bismarck for the Saints right now. I mean, they got the crowd on their side. They got the energy on their side. They're looking unstoppable right now.
Definitely not home court advantage for the Deacons here, as Saints do travel well. As Wiseman almost airballs the first free throw, that will be the first foul on Liar. Not able to make the second, so it'll still be a 1-point deficit for the Saints. And we do have a timeout called here for the Shanley Deacons.
I think Burns, he definitely needed to kind of simmer down the energy that was in the building so far, as the Saints, I mean, everything was going their way for those past couple minutes, and the fans were into it, the bench was into it, the whole team was into it, and Coach Burns, he definitely just needed to stop that and let his players regroup a little bit and kind of slow things down and be patient.
Yeah, whatever team is going on a run here has been a great atmosphere, and I don't expect that to stop. I expect it to even get better as the game progresses.
Yeah, St. Mary's and Shanley, both being kind of smaller schools, there's a lot of parents who are very passionate about all sports and their kids being in the sports, and they do a great job of cheering them on and keeping the atmosphere and energy high.
As we come out of the timeout here, it will be Patrick Bath inbounding the ball out of bounds here for the Deacons. Kenny now brings it up the floor. Gives it back to Bath. Bath trying to find a Kaiser, but gets it stolen there by Uhler. Uhler settles down, gives it to Haas, but stuffed by Bath. Bath gives it to Liar, but Liar turns it right back over to the Saints as the Saints are trying to get a quick transition basket. Nice pass there from Wiseman to Uhler, and he's able to get the go-ahead bucket for the Saints. 47-46 Saints.
It almost feels like the tempo is getting even faster than you could imagine earlier. I mean, they're like sprinting around the court. Almost looks like a track meet how fast everyone's running out there.
A lot of people expected the tempo to calm down, but it has gotten even faster, like you said. And the ball will stay with the Deacons as it was out of bounds off the Saints. Hoffer and Smith back in for the Deacons. Kenny inbounding the ball underneath the hoop. St. Mary's defender falls there. Owen Mears is able to get the 2-point basket to go, which gives the lead back to the Deacons.
Yeah, I think that play was definitely needed, as it could allow a little spark for the Deacons as they will get the jump ball here. Or excuse me, that's not a jump ball.
Looks like they are going to call a foul actually on Patrick Bath there for the reach.
But kind of as I was saying, that could have started a little spark for the Deacons, give them a little more energy and kind of silence the St. Mary's crowd and their team.
Wiseman now setting up the offense just inside the half-court line for the Saints. Trying to shake and bake Townhofer, but he's not going anywhere. Poots to the corner up top now. Able to give it back to the corner to Poots. Over to Haas. Haas to Wiseman. Back into the corner. Over to Uller. Uller no good. Hofer with the rebound. Gives it right back to Uller in his hands. Uller is able to finish, giving it back to the Saints.
That was a great job by Uller there to steal the ball and make a tough basket over Townhofer.
And it looks like we do have a 30-second timeout here on the floor for the Saints. You know, this is a game of runs here, and I think whoever makes that last run final push is going to win this ball game.
Yeah, I think this game is definitely going to come down to one or two shots at the end of the game, as both teams, they're just going back and forth. There's been a lot of lead changes so far in this second half. And at points, it almost feels like one of the teams up by like 5 or 10, but no, it'll always be like a 1 or 2 point lead. But this momentum and this tempo, it's been rising ever since the start of the second half.
We'll have to see if each team will have to start using more bench players, but right now it appears that these players are going to give it their all to win this game. So it'll be Deacons' ball underneath the Saints' hoop. Looks like the Saints are going to apply just a little bit of man-on-men pressure. Smith handling the ball for the Deacons. Over to Hofer. Hofer looking for Mears, but he's not there. Hofer trapped there. Gives it down to Bath. Looks like Bath traveled, and they are going to call that. Just needed to put the ball on the floor before he took that one step.
It's tough for Shanley, as they could have set something up really big and maybe given themselves the lead on that little drive.
Looks like the refs are going to talk to Kenny and Wiseman there. Not sure if there was a little bit of communication that the ref didn't agree with, but anyway, we're back underway here. Wiseman breaks the pressure and brings the ball up the court. Actually gives it off to Uller, and he will take control of the offense. Backdoor cut by Wiseman. What a cut, and gets stuffed by Bath right into the rim. Gets stuck there, so that will be a jump ball, which will head over to the Deacons. Nice cut here by Wiseman on the replay, but Bath is just there to reject that.
And another thing I'm kind of seeing for St. Mary's, I may have touched on it in the first half, but what they kind of do sometimes, they start out really slow, bringing the ball out and kind of looking like they're waiting for things to develop, and then they'll just speed up just like that, and there'll be people sprinting around the court looking for the ball in wide open lanes.
Wiseman not able to get it, and Kenny comes down with the rebound there. So on that last possession, they did have the arrow wrong again, so it did stay Saints ball. So the next jump possession will be Shanley. Smith shaking and baking, putting up a floater, not going, but Bath is able to poke out the rebound to Hofer, who gives it to Kenny for the three, not able to convert. Saints pushing the ball now. Uller with the easy layup, get it to go. 3-point lead now for the Saints. Mears in the corner near side. Mears kind of trapped, gets up a floater. Doesn't get anything there. Not sure if it was tipped or what.
Yeah, it was a tough shot there by Mears, being guarded by two St. Mary's defenders very closely.
Mears makes it up there with a poke steal of his own to Bath. Now Bath gives it over to Smith to control the offense. Smith kicks it out to Kenny. Kenny for the three. Does not get one to go again. Rebound to the Saints, and they're able to get an easy bucket in transition for Wiseman.
We've seen that a lot for the Saints, where they'll get it'll be a 1-on-0 for the St. Mary's offender, and they'll just run down their easy 2 points, no problem.
You know, the Deacons started the half off with the run of their own, but now the Saints have kind of caught back and have their own now.
Yeah, they're looking excellent right now. As I just said, they've been getting a lot of opportunities for wide open baskets, and their tempo has just been unreal how fast it is. They've been moving the ball around fast and getting open shots.
And now as we have a moment, I would like to thank Shanley TV, is made possible in part by the Shanley Athletic Club and their generous members. Check out their website today at shanleyathleticlub.com to learn how your membership contributes to Shanley TV, the Deacon Den, and many other student-athlete needs. While you're there, be sure to review your annual membership by clicking the Join Now button or become a member if you are not one already. It's easy to become a member, and anyone can join. So sign up today. The Shanley Athletic Club, taking Deacon Athletics to a higher level. If you're Coach Burns here, who are you giving the ball to? Who are you trusting to make that next play?
I'm probably going to give the ball to either Talon Hoffer or Owen Mears. They've probably been the two most consistent players for Shanley, as they have missed a couple shots here and there, but for the most part, they've done a great job of moving the ball around, developing plays, and making baskets for themselves.
As the Saints break their huddle, they'll now wait for the Deacons to break their own. Deacons will now have the ball right in front of their own bench here, as DeKaiser will be throwing it in. Looks like he's going to switch, and Hoffer will now throw it in for the Deacons. Hoffer looking for Bath down low, not there, but is able to get into DeKaiser and gives it right back to Hoffer. Lyer back up to Smith up top. Almost deflected there by Dosh, but DeKaiser's able to handle it. Lyer isn't able to finish there, and then he'll get called for the foul trying to get the ball on the rebound.
Yeah, that was a tough play by Lyer there. The ball kind of got hit when it was in his hands, and he lost his grip on it and wasn't able to put the shot up as well as he'd hoped.
Fouls are starting to add up for the Deacons, as that's the 5th team foul and 2nd on Lyer. You know, in the first half, it was fouls on the Saints, but now it's on the Deacons as they get a quick bucket in transition here. Not able to finish, though, and Hoffer's able to get the rebound and put it back up for 2.
Yeah, that was big. That was a big play by Hoffer to readjust on that play and get that rebound and put it up, as that only cuts the lead down to 3 for the Saints.
And now they'll have a chance to either tie it or be down by 1 as another turnover from the Saints. DeKaiser throwing it in on the near side here. Struggling to find someone, but finds Bath. Bath with the pump fake, gets someone. Gets up for the dunk and throws it down. That gets the student section wild up here for the Deacons. What a play there by Bath.
Excellent play by Bath. If that doesn't get the Deacons fans going, then I don't know what will.
You know, a lot of people are going to look back at that game, and if the Deacons win, that might be the momentum shifter that caused the Deacons. Wiseman using the screen. Kicks it out there. Looks like we won't have a foul call there, and rebound to Lyers. He wants to push the pace here, try to get a bucket into transition. Will be knocked out of bounds by the Saints.
Yeah, kind of as you're saying, the momentum definitely seems to kind of feel like it's kind of shifting towards the Deacons' favor after that dunk by Bath down low.
You know, I was watching a little bit of the JV game earlier, and he was really trying to dunk. And I was expecting a big one here today, and obviously we got one there. Can dunk, he can do a little floater. Bath is an all-around scorer for the Deacons as he extends the lead to 1. Dosh in front of the bench, getting trapped there by Lyon Smith, but is able to get it out. Over to Armstrong, and Armstrong can't hold on to it, so it'll be another turnover for the Saints. And another run here by the Deacons, giving them the lead.
Yeah, that's tough for the Saints. They just it feels like they're kind of adding fuel to the fire of the Deacons' momentum here, as they've had quite a few turnovers here in the last couple minutes.
See if the Deacons can take advantage of that turnover, as the Kaiser's trying to get into the lane to get a shot up. Nice pass there by Bath. St. Mary's fans wanted to travel there, but the refs ain't calling one there. The Kaiser driving in, gets a little tripped, and they are going to call a foul there. That will be the 2nd team foul on the Saints this half. Looks like they're going to call it on number 10, Drew Dosh, which will be his 4th. That is huge for the Saints to lose their 2nd leading scorer.
Drew Dosh, he was a big part of the Saints team in the first half and now, and yeah, it's definitely going to be very detrimental to their offense. Maybe not, or excuse me, he was a big point scorer for them in the first half, and it would be very terrible to lose him.
Looks like they are going to call a foul there on the Saints. I did not see one, but we'll see who they called that one on. Looks like it will be called on Zach Haas. That'll be his 3rd personal and 3rd team foul of the half.
Yeah, one thing you're not going to want to do if you're the Saints is you're not going to want to keep fouling, because the closer you get to the bonus, that bonus will really help the Deacons being ahead by 1 right now. And if they could keep fouling, then they'll get even more shots and extend the lead even more.
Nice up and under there by Hoffer, but he's not able to get it to go. And they'll say it touched him last. Wiseman now with the ball, trying to break the press of Emmett Kenny. Wiseman over to Armstrong. Back up to Haas. Guarded by Shrema. Into the corner to Wiseman. He's going to shoot that three over Hoffer. Misses everything. Smith now with the board. Settling in and kicks it over to Kenny up top. Kenny makes a move on Armstrong. Kicks it to DeKaiser. DeKaiser drives in. Puts up a floater. Misses everything there. Only hits the backboard. Looks like ball is going to go out of bounds off of DeKaiser, so it will be the Saints ball here with about 8 minutes remaining in the game.
That's kind of interesting to see the momentum shift here, kind of more in the move towards the Deacons' favor. As just a couple minutes ago, we thought the Saints were going to run away with this with the atmosphere and energy, but now it seems like it's almost all gone.
Wiseman kicks it over there. Schumacher appears. And there is going to be a turnover there, and the Deacons will get the ball. Almost another turnover there on the Deacons, but DeKaiser able to come down with it. Not able to finish, though, but Shrema able to come down with the rebound and go back up and get the foul call on Haas. So he will have 2 shots at the line. Good rebound here by Shrema, being nice and strong and able to go back up and get the foul call.
Yeah, these free throws could be big here with only 7.5 minutes left in the game, and there's not been a whole lot of points scored in this half.
That'll be the 4th foul on Zach Haas, dude. That's huge, losing him with 4 fouls. Such a big body to guard Bath and Shrema. Shrema able to convert the first one, as a handful of St. Mary's Saints check in. Shrema trying to extend the Deacons' lead to 3 with this attempt. Not able to get it to go, and Schumacher comes down with the rebound for the Saints. Schumacher back out to, looks like they're going to get a travel call there on Rourke.
Yeah, and that must really hurt, for the Saints there, as it almost looked like a little something was developing, and they did make a 3 after that, but of course didn't count, so that just squashes even more the momentum that the Saints tried to get.
Smith now being guarded by Rourke, taking the ball up to 4. That's Gross who's guarding him. Kenny back up to DeKaiser up top. Knocked out of bounds there by Euler. It'll be Deacons' ball. DeKaiser throwing it in. Looking for Shrema. Not able to find him, but does find Hoffer there. Tipped pass there from Hoffer, and Poots is able to come down with it for the Saints. Gets it out in transition. Back to Schumacher. To Poots again. 2-point shot for Poots is good. Tie ball game with 7 minutes remaining in the second half.
St. Mary's has done an excellent job of doing that, where they'll get down in the paint around like 3 or 4 defenders, and they'll still be able to put up the shot for 2 points.
Nice pass there from DeKaiser to Shrema. Shrema will get 2 shots at the free throw line after a foul is called. Looks like after the first attempt, Mears and Lyer will check in for the Deacons. See on the replay here, looked like that was the right call as Poots got Shrema on the arm. That'll be Poots' 4th foul of the game, so that's their 3rd player with 4 fouls here. That's going to add up. Shrema's first attempt, not good. That's his 2nd one he's missed. Got to think he'll be working on that in practice next week.
Definitely. I think the whole Deacons team is going to have to be working on free throws this week in practice.
You think Coach Burns will think of some conditioning, free throw sort of punishment for not making them here today?
Yeah, that definitely wouldn't surprise me.
Shrema's 2nd attempt is up. No good as well, so that's 3 in a row that he hasn't. And Mears is going to get a foul call on him as he's trying to get the ball back from the Saints defender.
Yeah, things are slowly kind of starting to turn in the Saints' favor here, and as you can hear the crowd getting a little more into it again, it would be interesting to see if the Saints could completely flip the momentum again as they did earlier.
It's going to be the 3rd foul on Mears, 6 on Deacons, so next foul on the Deacons will result in the bonus as the shot is good, which gives the Saints the lead back by 2 points.
And another interesting thing here, with the game being so close, pretty much any lead change is going to give the opposing team, or the team that just got the lead change, it's going to give them and their crowd a lot of energy. So pretty much any basket made by both teams will give the crowd and the team a lot of energy.
Shrema juggles the ball there, but is able to come down with it. Kenny now in the corner. Uses the screen of Shrema. Shrema is going to get called here for a travel. Looks like he's not happy with that call, but the ref was pretty confident in his decision. Deacons are going to apply some full court pressure here. Saints are able to break that quite easily, and we'll get a bucket. Excuse me, they're not going to shoot that, but that will be shot by number 23. Gross with the three-pointer, extending their lead back out to 5 points with 6 minutes remaining here in the game.
And just like that, the Saints team and the fans, they have all the energy in the world right now.
Mears up top with Lyer. Lyer over to Smith. St. Mary's fans trying to help their defense get another stop here. Schramer going up for it, able to convert. That will shut down the crowd. Nice pass there. Good finish there by number 20, Thomas Jackson. Extends the lead back out to 5. This is what we had in the first half. Back-and-back possessions where both teams were scoring.
Yeah, it's definitely great basketball to watch when you see two teams going back and forth constantly.
And another steal by the Saints. This time, the basket will not be good as it rattles in and out. Looks like the whistle is going to be blown. There will be a timeout called by the Deacons here. So again, if you are trying to record and watch the Bison game later, I recommend not listening in just a few seconds here, as I'm going to give another score update. With 3 minutes remaining in the third quarter, North Dakota State Bison are winning 24-13 over Nichols. You got to think Coach Burns called this timeout just so they can get a basket and get their offense flowing again, don't you?
Definitely. I mean, St. Mary's, like we were saying, they were getting a lot of energy again. They were making a lot of plays, causing a lot of turnovers. And Coach Burns, he definitely just needed to slow everything down and give the Deacons an opportunity to put up a basket here.
And this is where both coaches are going to rely on their upperclassmen to take control of this game and not let the nerves get to the underclassmen.
Definitely. I mean, like we were kind of saying in the girls' basketball game, it can be very nerve-wracking for a underclassman to just get thrown into a basketball game or a varsity basketball game. So he's definitely going to have to look towards the juniors and seniors here to lead the charge for the whole team.
Kenny's struggling to get the ball in, but he does get it into Lyer on the near side here. Lyer hands it off to Smith. Smith driving, gets stopped, kicks it over to Mears. Mears to Lyer in the corner. Lyer finds Bath down low. Bath trying to go to work. Able to get an opening. Finishes. That's exactly what you want if you're Coach Burns coming out of that timeout.
Yeah, and that was an excellent play there by the big man to kind of move around the defenders and use his height as an advantage to get over them for the shot.
Bath almost gets the block, but the basket will be good by 23, Evan Gross. Lyer brings the ball up the court for the Deacons. Smith now with the ball above the key, trying to shake his defender, which he does. Able to finish. What a move there by Smith to make that move and to finish the basket.
It'll be interesting to see how St. Mary's responds here, as it will be stolen by the Deacons and stolen right back.
Stolen right back. Smith thought Mears was closer, but a defender was right in his way. Open lane there. Kicks it off to 20. Thomas Jackson. It's going to be out of bounds off the Deacons, so the Saints will retain possession. Now coming in for the Deacons will be Brandon Kaiser for Emmett Kenny. Saints trying to get the ball in here. They're going to get it into the corner. Shot's going to be just short, and the rebound's going to come down to Lyer.
It was a big play by the Deacons because, as we saw earlier, St. Mary's is doing a great job of responding right away to a Deacons basket, and for the Deacons to stop that and get a turnover is huge.
Looks like we're going to have a timeout call by the Saints, but the Shanley fans wanted to travel. I'm not sure, as the timeout was most likely called before he started rolling on the floor. It was a great timeout call by that player. I didn't get a number, but that was a heck of a play.
Yeah, excellent job there to kind of stop the travel potentially and to kind of stop the shift of momentum towards the Deacons' favor.
Here's we get a replay of Bath. Just shows how dominant he is down low. It's just amazing how dominant he is as a freshman.
Yeah.
State's going to have to worry about him for 3 more years after this year.
Yeah, usually when you see a freshman who's really tall that'll play basketball, usually they're a little lanky and uncoordinated, but Bath, he's done an excellent job of coming in here and kind of stepping up in Roman Schramer's spot and being able to make baskets and make plays.
As we come out of the timeout here, it'll be Saints ball just about at the half-court line. Mears guarding Wiseman closely. Swings it over to Oller. Back up to Dosh. Dosh over to Poots. Poots with the backdoor cut pass to number 20, Jackson, but it gets stolen. Smith looked like he wanted to pull it, but Dosh was right on him. Smart play and a nice 1-2 pass there by Bath.
Excellent play.
Can't draw it up any better than that.
Excellent job there by Smith and Bath to kind of work together, almost sensing each other's exact moves for that beautiful little basket there.
Wiseman settling down, setting up the offense here for the Saints as their lead is now just one with a little bit of the run here by the Deacons. Oler with the shot. No good. Rebound down, Mears. Deacons will be able to take lead back if they're able to score on this possession.
The Saints earlier, I was kind of touching on every now and then, they were very deadly with the three-pointer, but lately they haven't been able to make a lot of those, as Quincy Smith will drain one right.
Very nice step back there for Smith. Gets the crowd excited and puts the Deacons up by 2. Jackson with the floater, not able to go, and Bath is able to come down with the rebound. Lyer slowing it down, trying to get a good look here for the Deacons. Gives it over to DeKaiser. Back over to Smith, who's had a hot hand here today with at least 3 3-pointers. Smith wants the screen from Bath. Bath's going to give it to him. He's going to roll. Looks like they're going to call a reach-in foul there on Bath. From my angle, it looked like he got all ball, but there must have been some arm in there, so that'll be the 5th foul on Poots, and his day will be over.
And that'll move the Deacons 1 foul by the Saints outside of the bonus. And the same for the Saints as, well, for both teams, they're 1 foul away from giving the bonus to the other team.
DeKaiser inbounding the ball for the Deacons. Throws it off to Smith. Back up to DeKaiser. It looks like they designed that play for DeKaiser 3, but is not able to convert.
Yeah, DeKaiser.
Oler turns it over here, and DeKaiser gets the ball as the St. Mary Saints are applying some of their own pressure. DeKaiser doesn't care. He gives it right back to Bath, puts it up, able to finish as the Saints fans are calling for a travel.
I mean, Bath, he just remains to be dominant down in the paint. He's been making shots, going up, being tall, doing about everything he could do.
Wiseman getting a screen from Haas here, decides to go the other way. Gives it down to the corner. Back down to 23. Gross for 3. No good. Looks like they're going to call an out of bounds that it hit the wire above the hoop. So that will be Deacons' ball.
It'll be interesting to see here if the Saints can shift the momentum back in their favor just in time, as there's just a minute and a half left in the game. But I said earlier, the momentum can switch just like that, and with it being only a 4-point game, it's not over for the Saints yet.
Turnover here for the Deacons. Dosh comes away with it. Saints out in transition, have a 3-on-2. See if they can use it, but Mears with the block. Don't see that often from him, but DeKaiser coming back, able to finish, puts the Deacons up by 6 with 1 minute remaining in the game.
Excellent basketball IQ there by DeKaiser to kind of slow it down and not just go straight up for it, but
Wiseman with
get the basket.
Excuse me, Andy. Wiseman with the 3, not able to convert it. So the Deacons will be able to hold the ball and run some clock here with just under a minute remaining. Saints playing some really tight D here as they're trying to force a turnover. Smith with the ball up top. 10 seconds left on the shot clock here. Coach Burns telling Smith to go towards the hoop, and it looks like he's going to dribble it off of a Saints defender. As for my angle, it looked like he dribbled it right off of himself, and it looks like the refs are going to have a little chat about this. The refs are going to decide that it is the Saints' ball and that that Quincy Smith did dribble it off himself.
Yeah, that could be a big call there, as only down by 6. 2 3-pointers tied this game here for the Saints, so giving them the ball right back gives them a chance to come back.
You got to think Wiseman will be trying to get an open look here, or Dosh, as those are 2 main scorers for the Saints here. Oler gets a foul called there on Bath or DeKaiser. They can pick either one, as both of them looks guilty. Looks like they are going to call it on Braden DeKaiser. That'll be his first of the game, so no worries for him about foul trouble. But the Saints will be in the bonus the remainder of the game. First one is no good, and in crunch time, you got to make your free throws.
Yeah, we were saying it earlier, free throws, they could be huge, and they could decide this game, and that is definitely not what you want to see if you're a Saints fan.
He is able to convert the second one, so it is a 5-point deficit for the Saints with 25 seconds remaining. Deacons did call a timeout there before the 5-second violation. You got to think the Saints will foul. Actually, they have to, otherwise the Deacons will just dribble it out and walk away with a win.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough spot for the Saints here as they have to foul, but being in the bonus, they're going to give the Deacons a chance to go up even more. So,
The odds are in the Saints' favor here with how the way that Shanley has been shooting the ball at the free throw line. So Shanley really needs to figure it out here, at least convert one or two to win this game.
Yeah, that is very true. Shanley's going to have to kind of change the trend of missing free throws. They're going to have to bury a couple here if they're going to want to come away with it.
Either team, if they would have made some free throws earlier in the game, we could have a 70 to 70 game, or Saints could be winning. Who knows? It's crazy how basketball works. That one shot could change the total outcome.
Yeah, especially in as close a game as this is, only 5 points. Every shot counts, and every shot can change the game.
As both teams here are coming out of the timeout, it will be Shanley basketball underneath the Saints hoops. 25.5 seconds remaining in the game. Looks like Shanley's trying to take their time, get set up, make sure they have the right play called so they're able to get it in and avoid the turnover. DeKaiser gives it to Hoffer. Hoffer's going to let it go, and they are going to say it is off of Ulmer, so it will be Deacons ball. DeKaiser struggling to get it in, finds Mears there underneath. Not fouling right away, which surprises me. Smith able to get it over to DeKaiser to run some more time off. Excellent play there by the Deacons as they were able to get about 9 seconds ran off the clock.
Yeah, DeKaiser did a great job of kind of weaving his way around a couple defenders to drain as much time as he can.
They're going to bring Lyer in for Bath here for the Deacons. It's got to be to handle the pressure here for dribbling and to put some defensive pressure on the Saints. DeKaiser at the free throw line. Able to convert the first one, so he will be awarded the second one.
Yeah, very clutch play there by DeKaiser as he kind of struggled along with everyone else on the Deacons with free throws, but that was a great job by him to bury that one.
Not able to convert the second, but at least he did get one of the two. Number 23 for the three, not able to get it, but Wiseman with the rebound kicks it down in the corner. Wiseman able to get the 2-point basket with 4.1 seconds remaining. So game is not over yet, but it does get really difficult for the Saints.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely pretty hard to score 4 points in 4 seconds, but it's definitely possible. All the Saints really need is to steal a basket and they could tie it. Obviously, time is not in their favor, but it's definitely possible. The game is not over yet.
Yeah, time is not in their favor, but if the Deacons are able to get at least one of those free throws, that should seal it because that would mean the Saints would need 2 possessions, which would be really difficult in 4 seconds. So as we break from the timeout here, it was a full timeout, so the Saints did not use all of it, which does surprise me. But they obviously know what they want to do and how they want to handle these last 4 seconds.
Yeah, I got a feeling these are going to be a very interesting last 4 seconds here.
Looks like DeKaiser is going to throw it in for the Deacons. You got to trust him. He's a veteran. He played last year. He is only a junior, but he is a leader on the court.
Yeah, Braden DeKaiser is definitely a man who can make plays and come up clutch when needed.
They do foul Hoffer there as looks like Uller almost runs into the ref, but they kind of laugh it off, so we're all good there. 2.3 seconds remaining in this game. It's going to be very tough now for the Saints to have any chance of winning.
Yeah, especially if Hoffer can bury both of these, and that's probably the game, but still not quite over yet, as we will see what happens here.
Hoffer with the first one, and if you're the Deacons, he's exactly the man you want at the free throw line.
Yeah, I remember last year Talon Hoffer had a couple of games where he came up very clutch with some late game points and was able to put it away for the Deacons.
He's able to extend the lead to 6, and that should do it here, and it will. As the Deacons win by 6. Andy, this was a heck of a game to watch. I mean, you have fast tempo, a lot of scoring, really good defensive plays. What are your takeaways from both teams here?
I mean, I see both these teams as teams that could make it to the state tournament. They have the talent, and they do have the tempo and energy to put up a lot of points and give any team they play a run for their money. For the Saints, I mean, for both teams, I guess, there's not a whole lot that needs to change except maybe like being able to keep momentum going in your favor. Because like I said, these are two very talented teams who have the ability to win games and make plays, but it all just comes down to how much energy you have at any given moment.
Yeah, for the Deacons, it's obviously good to get going to win your first game here. But if you're the Saints, I mean, don't worry about it. It's the first game of the season here, and there's nothing to worry about as you'll have some more games in the future. And we do have some stats here for you, as the Kaiser finished with 11 points. Hoffer finished with 9. Smith with 18. He had a heck of a game, didn't he, Andy?
Yeah, he definitely was very dangerous outside of the arc, and he was able to make a couple of nice jump shots as well.
For St. Mary's, a couple of their leaders were Wiseman with 16. Not a surprise there, as he is their veteran leader. Dosh with 14. Uhler and Gross each had 13 apiece. Heck of a game for both teams here. Andy, any final remarks?
Not really. I mean, like I said, both teams, they just got to keep their energy up, and they'll be able to play pretty much any team and compete with them.
For Andy Simon and our entire crew, I'm Brayden Altringer. The final score from Fargo Shanley: Deacons 73, St. Mary Saints 67. To watch the archived version of this entire game and our other broadcasts, go to shanleytv.com. The proceeding has been a presentation of Shanley TV.